there.
Semifinals.
Jamie. Kane and Adam.
God, Joe, pick a good
We'll
one.
go in that order. Go in that order. Okay, Jamie. Number 8, Jamie. Steve. Number 3 for Joe. 10. Number 7. And 10. Mick Norton. Number 4 for me. David Roth. Number 5 for
Did you read that?
Number 2 for Kane. Number 1. And number 6 for Adam. Let's go. Number 1 can start here. Number 3 can start there. Number 5 and number 7. In that order. Best of luck, gentlemen. So 1 and 2 will be there.
Yeah, a bit of a disappointment there with, SA drawing SA. Yeah, and Vic versus Vic.
So there's a few interesting matchups. Yeah, in the quarterfinalists.
You always want to see that Vic versus SA final though. It does make a big difference.
Yeah,
between
it's
like
going
a
to
SA
create for
final.
some awesome semi-finals, isn't it?
Yeah.
So for anyone that did miss that, we've got Alec Evernatis and Kane Weekly. They'll be playing on table 1. We've got Temujin Dixon and Jamie Stevens, I believe, in the back on table 4. And it looks like Adam Andretsky and David Rothel are going to play on 2. And last but not least, we've got Mick Norton and Steve Jamison. All matches race to 4. Assuming they've changed it. Assuming they haven't changed it, sorry. You've got Kane and Alec. So there's no Victorians.
Yeah, no Victorians on the stream.
You should maybe go and speak to them.
Still be able to see those back matches though, for the people that are supporting those players, but got a bit of SA focus for now by the looks of it on these front 2 tables.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain about that one. No, but I do think from a neutral point of view, it would have been nice to see a couple of Victorians on there as well. But we will do our best to try and keep you guys updated with all the matches going on.
So you think it is still best of 7, or you think it goes?
I'm assuming it is best of 7.
Best of 7, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they would have changed it, but yeah, but they did bring the best of 7s forward one round this year, so
yeah,
you never know.
It's always good to see, and we're not tracking too bad for time, I don't think.
Alex playing Kane, and Adam's playing Dave.
So Tem's been off the table for a little while, and as far as I know, Mick Norton as well.
Yeah, well, you said Tem beat mean, probably close to 2 hours ago now, really.
Yeah, it'd be pushing close to 2 hours. Well, I don't think it'll phase him. He's the sort of player I don't think I've ever seen him play real bad.
He's just class, isn't he? I mean, we talked about it before, but you look at the 8 that we've got here. It's class from top to bottom.
It is, yeah.
And it's going to create for some good viewership, I think.
Yeah, there's no real surprises in this 8. They're all players that you would think are in contention. Roth with a good break to start. Red's potted.
We'll definitely take reds.
Yeah, all over him.
Needs to be a little bit careful here where this second red goes.
Yeah.
Played it well, controlled it nicely, sent the red towards the middle of the table, and I mean, it's a dream start, really, where the balls are, but you still got to get them, don't you?
That's it. I don't think you'll worry about opening up that bottom, that corner pocket and putting the ball over it now, because they are sort of all there. I think if he.
Yeah, I don't think he's thinking about covering pockets
safety,
where these balls are. He might clip this thin and maybe come left side of the table here, because it's a little bit difficult to sort of get the right angle on that top red. So he might play this thin. Yeah, like that.
Very thin.
And that way you're sort of playing for a few balls rather than just playing to land on a 5 cent
does
piece.
leave you the options of this long ball to the bottom right.
Yeah, and that's worst case. I mean, he probably will still take the ones to top right and pretty much just take them in order from top to bottom, really.
Interesting to see what angle he has on this now. Not that it matters. Once the long red is out of the way.
And even if he's straight,
easy.
he probably screws back, just past where the white is now and plays the red, the red to bottom right, and that's worst case, really. So, well, he had plenty of angles, so now, and I think that red
touch far, I think, but he can hold.
Well, that red up the closest to bulk line, I think, does go top right. So pretty much just come back a couple of inches and leave yourself an angle to come down. And
yeah, there's a big table to land in.
So the second match has gotten underway now. Kane and Alec. Kane, he's come a long way in the last couple of years. He puts in a lot of time. He's got a good attitude towards the game. We see quite a bit of each other, and we do practice with each other pretty much all the time. We play on the same teams, and it's good to see him get a result.
Yeah, I have watched him for a long time, dominating round robins on Saturdays, but then not quite getting to those results.
Yeah, well,
that he might deserve on the Sunday. But
when
good to see him in the deep
when he was a lot younger, he sort of struggled to keep positive. He had a very bad sort of head on him. He just sort of used to give up, but now he's fit. He's worked on that. He's pretty much taken all the negativity out of his game, and
it's good to hear.
And it's showing. So it's good to see him at the top end, and I'm sure it won't be the last time we see him. So the Roth.
How confidently do you think he plays this shot?
I think he might even play this with a bit of right hand side, and you can see how he's queuing,
sort of
because
loading up with right hand side.
He needs to get up table, doesn't he? And
just so you can play it with that bit of security.
That looks good.
Hit it very well.
That was in on any table. That's hit beautifully, and he's gone a little bit too far, so it might be a bit difficult to get the white out.
I was just thinking it might be worth moving this yellow, but you don't have an automatic position on another ball.
He might
even do top into that yellow.
He might screw off the yellow, maybe. Play it with a bit of bottom right.
I think he's got enough angle. I think if he screws, he doesn't quite get the yellow.
I think looking at the table, it looks like he's got plenty of angle, but the camera can be deceiving sometimes, and the Roth doing what he does best, and looks like he's going to get off to a 1-0 start.
That to me from Kane, I don't think he could really control that second ball he hit there. I think he was hoping for a bit of luck instead of playing that over control shot like the top guys would play.
Yeah, he's landed a little bit awkward here, Kane. Now he might even have to play a very thin plant. unless he can get to the one over the hole. But if he can't get to it cleanly and he has to swerve, he's not going to be able to get the wide out.
Yeah, I don't think they could have landed much worse. Probably came potted, I think, but it's like a little slight swerve.
Yeah, he
so
had a lot of
you were
side
never
on
getting
that.
position on the other ball.
Michael Scary in the chat.
Roth's-
What's up, boys?
Roth's
Good
quickly
score.
drawn first blood. Master break a while ago while we were distracted by the other match.
Scary wishes he was down here playing. No, it would be nice to see it down here, Scary.
Yeah, not quite the... still plenty of Vic boys here, but not quite the presence we've usually got.
Yeah, we did
Good to
chat
see.
about that in between the break. We are missing a lot of the, not a lot, but just a few of the big Victorian boys. And
Yeah, that's it. With Jake playing in the Supreme Series, he sort of really didn't have a
yeah,
choice,
of
which
course,
I suppose...
mate, and that's awesome.
I suppose
though,
that's the sort of thing where if Jake comes, then you probably get Noonan and that really. Whereas
Yeah, exactly,
Might
but,
have made the difference.
No, that Jake playing in the Supreme Pool Series is it's absolutely fantastic. You know, he's got a few good results in there as well. I think the recent one he actually made the last 8, I think it was, or the 16.
He did go
Knocked
very
out a
deep.
few
Eight-
big names,
eight-
and
eight
Phil
sounds about
Harrison
right.
included. And
Yeah, Phil Harrison, in my eyes, probably one of the most informed players at the moment. So
exactly, and the current one he actually knocked out Jordan Shepherd in the losers half. And for
Yeah,
many people not knowing who Jordan is, I think he's from Wales.
well,
He's a fantastic player, and
for people that want the information, it's about to come, and for the people that don't like spoilers and they want to watch it, Jimmy Croxton got Jake in
Did he?
the 16 of the losers side, I think.
yeah, I think it was the qualification round that got you into the main 16. Because when they get to the 16, the double chance gets eliminated, and it becomes a
Yeah.
straight knockout. So I
Yeah,
think it was
it's-
the round before that to get into the 16. Does that make sense?
Not sure because Jake lost his first match.
Yeah, Jake
go
lost
into the
first
losers
round,
side.
and then he won like 3
He
or 4
won
matches.
lost his 4 maybe.
Yeah, he beat
possibly.
Jordan, and then he lost to Jimmy.
Yeah.
So if he-
Jimmy.
so if he beat
won
Jimmy, I think he was
the
in the
last
16.
event. So
I,
worst players you could lose to.
I think no, Carl Boyes won the last event.
it?
I think.
Jamie was saying it was Jimmy Croxton. I didn't actually
Jimmy
follow
made
it
the
to the end.
final of the event before that, I
yeah,
believe.
Could be right.
I don't think not sure if he won it. He might have even made the final against Carl. Yeah, but I am pretty sure that Carl Boyes did win the previous event. But
Yeah. But it's good to see Jake putting a bit of pressure on him now. The first time he went over there, he sort of struggled a fair bit. Didn't play to his standard.
probably a bit of nerves, mate. You know.
Yeah, that's it. There's always that bit of acclimatising to everyone else who's at home sort of thing. You're a
that's
bit
it.
out of your
He's sort
comfort
of
zone.
going
especially
over
on those
there as an
different tables.
outsider and an alien to everyone. But it's good to see him get a few results over there.
Yeah. So hopefully he can keep it up. But Roth has missed. He looked like he did have a good set there to clean up, but Andretti at the table, he's
The
got a tricky
Iceman's
black.
fallen out of touch a bit. That looks like it's going to
Sort of
clip the near
napping,
jaw.
Yeah, I was saying that I did find early when the tables are nice and ironed and fresh and everything, I was struggling to find much nap in them, but I've seen a lot of balls do that.
And they were sort of sliding in from
Recently.
everywhere, weren't they? All angles, but
Yeah.
that one set over the hole. And Kano with a lifeline here. He still needs a bit of work to be done. Needs to probably play the one over the hole now and get back down for this railer. Ideally would like to be close to it and just off straight so he can screw back for the red closest to the black in the bottom right. So he does need to have a good cue ball. He's hit a little bit thick, but he has the right angle here. He's just got a little bit of distance. I think he's just off straight, but you know, we all know that. But we do know that these are, these pockets are quite generous. So I think if he just cues this in and doesn't, belt this,
Yeah, I think it's about
He
hitting
should
them,
get
hitting them
this
that bit
and-
softer that you can while still cueing the ball. So I have seen, the pockets look
So
massive. Look,
he's
see,
fluked
I
it
didn't
in the
think that
middle.
ball
No, he
looked-
hasn't. And
I didn't think that ball looked bad where he hit it. I think the pace is all that's done that. Because
Exactly,
these
and-
pockets sort of take everything at the right pace. That extra bit of pace, I think there's other pockets in Australia that would take things that these don't, actually, at high
and,
speed.
you'll notice he sort of, I think he jumped up a bit off the shot there as well. He lifted his head before he actually hit the white.
Yeah. But he could have hit that a fair bit softer, I think, and still
Exactly,
cued
yeah,
it.
and-
Still got the white in the same position.
It's almost like he stunned it back rather than tried to screw it back really. But even then, Alec, this is Alec had a ball over the hole and anywhere on the left-hand side of the table, and it's fairly straightforward, but he's having to play another sort of recovery shot here, and it's first frame nerves, and you know, in a race to 4, the first frame's massive.
It's a miss. Hit it a little thick.
So a bit of tension, I think, in between both players.
Yeah, I'd say that Alex White doesn't really look optimistic. It doesn't look like he backed himself in.
So I think
in saying that, he did hit it a bit thick. If he catches it a bit thinner, the White might have run out and given him a decent angle to spot the black in the centre.
So Kane might be forced to take the red on to the top right, the red closest to the black. Because with the white on the rail, if he takes the red top right,
then you've really got no option. Like,
you know, in the top half of the table,
position.
he's not going to be on anything. So, you know, really good shot required here.
Yeah, under pressure, has missed. But there was nothing easy about that.
So Jamo draws first blood in the match against Mick Norton. So it's the only match in the quarterfinals where 2 players from the same state aren't playing.
Shot Alec played. I think on these tables, I had a lot of trouble with them shots early on these tables because I felt like they were lightning quick and like very fussy for that sort of thing. I think they have slowed up a bit, and I think that's definitely done him a few favours there. Make that shot a lot easier. Instead of second guessing yourself and thinking drag or thin or thick,
exactly,
or like sort of adding more to it than you need. But in saying that, Alec being the seasoned player he is, they're the sort of shots he's going to make look easy where other players come unstuck.
So
May have the yellow off the black here, is that?
I think he might be playing the plant.
Oh, yep, no, sorry.
Yeah, I think the black goes in the middle still.
Yeah, I found these tables don't have much, you know, where the slate sort of drops off. They don't have a very long drop off. I found these balls in the centre, like I'd be leaning underneath that and playing that to the top corner, even by the look of it.
Yeah,
even best
the middles
case
are pretty tight
it
at acute angles, and
they just don't have that little drop in on the slab where you can play them that bit wider and it's soft and it'll take it. I've found.
Oh, he's missed it. He's clipped the near jaw there, and had a bit of a chicken wing about that one.
As possible by the looks of it. Basically,
does he have 2 shots? He had 2 shots.
Oh wow.
And the Reds have probably landed in the worst possible position that they could have because the plant's not on, and I don't think any of them go. Yeah, so he's in a bit of trouble here, Aaron.
Terrible result.
Unless maybe the top one can sneak in. Where's the plant on? Oh, he's just sitting it over the hole and leave the Chinese snooker.
Yeah, it does make it that little bit harder.
It's not the worst shot, but he has left Roth the ball over the pocket, I think.
Yeah, it's nearly a guaranteed pot. He's sort of.
But it's all about getting that white ball out because I don't think those 2 yellows go to left middle. He's just checking now. Maybe the leftmost one does sneak in. And if it does, that helps him out massively because it means he doesn't have to move the white much. Alex just tried to play the yellow over the hole there, and these didn't hit it well. Alec playing a little loose, you reckon, Scary? Yeah, I somewhat agree. I mean, I think he is playing, you say, a little bit more freestyle-ish to how he usually plays. He's usually very methodical and, you know, takes his time on everything. But, you know, he knows what Kane's capable of. He sees a lot of Kane, you know, obviously both being from South Australia, and, you know, Kane's at Empire quite a bit and at Chalkers. So I wouldn't say that, you know, Alec doesn't rate Kane. It's more of, you know, just him, man. First frame nerves and maybe thinking that he probably should win the match. But it's race to 4, mate. Anyone can win. Alec knows that better than anyone.
Yeah, that's it. The short races.
So, you know,
it does in some ways put a bit more pressure on. You sort of get a bit comfortable in race to 11s, and you can afford to make that mistake or two. So you get a.
But I definitely don't think that Alec's taking him lightly. That's sort of what I'm trying to say. Alec, you know, as I said, Alec knows what he's capable of. He's going to give it 100%. I don't necessarily think he's playing the player, but who's in the last 8? So you've got the 2 matches on screen: Kane Weekly, Alec Abranardis, and David Roth and Adam Andretzky. And in the background, we've got Steve Jamison and Mick Norton, and Temujin Dixon and Jamie Stevens. So it's a fairly classy 8. And definitely any of these 8 players are more than capable of winning it.
Yeah, all 4 matches visible on screen, but if you don't know, it's a bit hard to tell who someone is from their pants, apart from Jamie. So yeah, Jamie versus Tem Dixon on the top left screen there, and Steve Jamieson versus Mick Norton on the top right.
So Kane's taken these well. He's played a couple nice shots to get himself to where he is now, and very good chance here to actually to go 1-all here. So just hold his nerve and back his ability, and he should get these, I think. And this frame between Adam and Dave has turned into a bit of a scrappy affair. I think there's been a few loose shots from each other, and So I think Adam maybe just looked at black off red, did he? So he red off the black.
No, it looks a little bit.
The black looks too far up to me.
Yeah, I think you'd rather just land on that little fine cut on the red and cut it in, flick the black, run into that yellow, and
ideally he wants to be on it now.
Well if you land in the right spot.
I think he might have almost played to land on that now, because then he's got the option of this red sort of near the hole.
Yeah, I was thinking that red might have passed to the top left, but definitely doesn't, looking at the table. It's about over half ball covered, so I don't think he's tried to land in there.
Kano's taken them really well,
but if he can play a little touchy shot, I was thinking off the red into the black, I think he might be able to.
He's played to safety, which is, it's not the worst shot, and so Kano's drawn even, and knowing Kano really well, I think he's going to have probably that little bit more of a want, because the just recently SA held the killer crossover satellite at Empire, and Alec actually ended up winning that and qualifying himself, and deserved to win that, and he actually beat Kane both times in the double elimination event, including in the final. And Kane said that he had chances to win that, and he was very disappointed in himself that he didn't win that. So he's definitely going to want to get some revenge here, and he knows that he's more than capable of beating Alec, and what a better place to do it than in your first quarterfinal of the Berri Open, mate.
That's it, in front of 200 or 300 people, including the villa. That's including the viewers on at home. Yeah,
it's a big ask, but he's up for the challenge. I think he looks more than capable, and he's just decided to throw the white in the middle and say, "Have reds, Alec." Jet ski shot to the bottom right here, maybe. That looks like it might. You never know with these tables, do you? Like sometimes you think they're going to go in, sometimes you think they're going to miss, and it's
that's it. You think, especially on that wide side, I've sort of been expecting. I've seen a lot go in that have hit the other side rail, but I have. Yeah, you sort of don't expect the other side to go in, but I have seen a couple of those more recently too.
So if I'm seeing things correctly, which I think I am, I think it says Jamo's 3-0 up on Mick Norton.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was trying to wait to see who won.
And I think it's
2-0. 2-0.
Is it 2-0? It looks like a 3 from here, so it's 2-0. It's Jamo, because I saw Jamo pot a black earlier. It's, I think, 1-all between Jamie and Tem, because Jamie just pot a black. And it said 1-all before he popped that. It said 1-0 before he popped that, so it's either 2-0 or it's 1-all. Yeah. So I will try and keep you guys updated with those matches as best we can.
That's it. That camera has moved, because I did notice that you couldn't see the score sheets in it before, and now you can. Or is that something you did, Dan? You couldn't see the score sheets in the back of the camera view before, but now you can on that far one. Someone's moved the table. Oh, good job, Dave. Popping the camera.
He's clumsy, isn't he?
And putting the score sheet in, although that is currently incorrect, that 1-0. was 1-0
So,
before Jamie's just spotted a black.
It's a really smart shot there from Adam. He's pushed the yellow towards his covered pocket, and he's left the white hard up on the yellow, which has given Dave awkward queuing, and you'd almost say forced Dave to waste his first visit. And he can't get this yellow out first visit, so it's an absolute great shot from Adam.
Yeah. He does have the option to have a go at that ball along the top rail, I think, and possibly get position underneath.
Yeah.
Even if you do miss it, you might have the white where you need it.
Yeah, Benny. Roth was absolutely belting everyone in the state playoffs last weekend. He no one really got close to him. I think he beat Mikey Cacciola 8-1 in the semis, and then he beat Stacey Vine, I think 9-2 in the final. And I mean, he was just playing class. He was another level to anyone there, and definitely deserved that title.
Alec 2-1 up. And I think Roth has just given the black a little nudge. I don't know if it's made it better or worse. It looks a little closer to the rail now, but it is closer to the pocket as well.
Yeah, the camera's deceiving. I'm not sure if that black sneaks in the middle. It looks like it does when I look at the camera, but when I look at the table from here, it looks like it's sitting on the jaw.
Yeah, it looks like it's touching that rail now, just about. So I think it has to be a fair bit.
So that
deeper
tells me that the black doesn't go.
But he has just left it down the rail, which is, as I was saying, it could be on the start of the jaw. That could be why he was having such a good look at it.
Well, Roth just got his yellow out and basically said to Adam, what are you going to do? Which tells me the black's not on, because if that black's on, there's no way Roth just gives him 2 balls over the hole. Okay, Alec nearly lost the white there, and it was a pretty average contact, it sounded like, because I mean you can obviously tell there's the pack in the middle of the table, but
that cluster stayed.
He sort of screwed the white, didn't sort of stun it, and face cut double, cut down the rail. Maybe it's not
but you still allow him for that jaw anyway. I think even if it is on that start part of the jaw, you can play it to the wide side of the pocket. Whereas the double, you've got to bring that start of the jaw into the question as well.
Just missed that by some bit, and it still ended up over the hole.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And Roth's in a world of hurt at the moment, but I'm sure he's happy to be back at the table, but needs to find something creative, I think.
The yellows are too separated really to be going for any sort of snooker. The black's too deep over the pocket to be going for any sort of snooker.
He almost needs like a big face cut double or something.
I was looking at the full table double on the
yellow
ball on the top rail, and maybe move the other awkward yellow.
It's not the worst shot. I mean, it sounds. What's he looking at here? Is he looking at the yellow under the black?
I think he's looking at the face cut. Unless he's sliding off and just going for that snooker.
Yellow under the black.
Oh.
Where's the white roll? So that's 1-all.
Yeah. He's definitely left to get there. Adam wasting no time.
So it still says 1-0 on the Jamie Temujin match.
Yeah, which does say to me that it is 1-all, because if someone's put the 1 on, I think they would have put the 2 on if they won.
Yeah, so you're coming down for the Furphy. That's good to see, Scary. It'd be good to catch up again, mate. We haven't seen each other for a while, so there's a few big names coming down for that Furphy Open event. It's Empire. It's a 9-ball doubles and singles event. For anyone that doesn't know, contact Alec Evernados or Michael Cacciola if you want to enter. Arguably it's gone up to probably the biggest 9-ball event in the country. I think it's good prize money. It's a very classy field from what I've heard this year, and the more entries the better. So
we don't really have a 9-ball option in Ballarat.
No.
So it's hard to get too far into it. I do watch a few of the matches and stuff.
The
players you like to see how they're going in, even if it is in a slightly different...
There's a few of the big boys coming down. I'm not sure. I don't think there's any from Ballarat. obviously, yeah, because you said you guys don't play much
Yeah,
9-ball or
no.
American 8-ball
Yeah, don't
over
really
there,
get a
but
chance.
there is a few Victorians coming down. I know Scary. I think he's playing with Robbo, I believe. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I think they usually have a go at the American tables.
And you know, both classy players, you know, on any table pretty much. It's just the type of curious that they are. And
Yeah.
I know Adam Blooming's coming down with Joel, from what I've heard. So there's a few absolute class pairs there, and you know, obviously it's good to see the class coming down. You know, and not just for this sport, and 9-ball as well. So
Yeah, that's it. You've sort of got to have respect for all of the Q sports when you respect one. Yeah.
So Kano's fouled. Not sure what he was trying to do there exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. Unless he was trying to just get a little contact. He's missed it by a fair way, but the two yellows that he was near, just to get a little bit of coverage over that bottom pocket. That's the only thing I think he would have wanted to run into.
So
Kind of got the ball that was on the rail because the other one's in the way.
So top left of your screen right now, you see Jamie Stevens is about to put another black against Temujin. So I think it's, yeah, so it says 1-1 now, so I'm assuming it's 2-1 to Jamie now, which is... You know, Jamie's quality. He won the Anzac last year, I believe. Was it last year?
No, it was a couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago now.
But he did recently win... I'm not sure what it was called, basically. It was a black ball tournament, which...
Was it that big Battle Royale thing? The first major? Was it that one?
Nah, that hasn't been played yet.
Hasn't been played
It was
yet?
just in the Australian black ball titles. He
the
won the Masters
seniors.
singles, but it's like a...
Yeah, the
but it
over
was-
40s, I think it was. They've got Masters and Seniors, which is a bit interesting, but... But yeah, I did see that he won that. That was
Yeah, but it wasn't, yeah.
Gee, what a
like
break!
certain age
What a
group. I think
break!
it was between 40s, 50s or something?
Yeah, I think Seniors was it over 40s, 40 plus, and then Masters was 50 plus, or
Yeah.
or the other way around, or something like that.
Yep.
Playing with Robbo, you have a cash match between Mikey and that would be Jazim. He's from Macau, I think, or Kuwait, one of the two. He's you know, that'll be a good match to watch actually, Scary. Yeah, I think they won it last year, so. But there are a lot of teams coming down this year that weren't there last year, so should be a good tournament.
Having a bit of trouble at the moment working out where to look. Just keeping up with scores. But yep, definitely looks like Jamie's gone 2-1.
Yeah, so
Someone's
Jamie's
corrected the
2-1
score
up.
sheet.
I think
So
Jamo's 2-1. It looks like 3 from here, and then
Yeah, I'm getting a bit glare now. No, that's definitely a 3 now. It
you
wasn't
reckon
too
it's
earlier.
a 3. So Jamo's 3-1 up on Mick Norton.
Yeah, definitely looks 3-1 on the screen
Yeah,
as well.
obviously you've got 1-0 here, 2-1 between Alec and Kane, and you know, it doesn't really matter what the score is. You can never consider a match over when it's a
Yeah.
race to 4. You know, even 3-1 between Mick and Jamo, all it takes is you know, a mistake or two from Jamo, and suddenly it's game on or game over. So
Yeah, that's definitely right.
yeah, so Roth had a massive break at the start of this frame and decided to play a safety, and Adams decided to tie up his red. So it looks like we're going to have another tactical frame here, Reese.
Yeah,
Which
Roth
doesn't
no
surprise me
stranger
at
to it
all,
at the
to be
moment.
honest. And they both love their tactics. And so Kano on the reds here, looking to double this red. And you'd have to say, if this red goes in, it's probably frame over. Probably screw right back to where he's queuing from now.
Has got a good line where
Shoot
you
that
can play
absolutely brilliantly.
that. Can play it firmly and relatively straight. Control the white.
Still needs to get through the ball well though. He looks a bit straight on this red in the middle.
Yeah,
In
that's
the,
it. He sort of is in between.
middle
He'd be
of the
happy
three.
to have I think to be a ball's width over either way. I think I'm nearly happier than where he is, but doesn't doesn't make them really difficult, but just adds that element of thought.
So he's playing the one in the middle. That's a great shot. It was
Yeah,
good pace,
wow.
actually. It was. I thought he might have taken the one in between the three and actually taken it to the top corner, but he might have been a bit straight.
Yeah, to me, that's definitely a well thought through shot. I find that tougher than, especially under the pressure, than even potting that ball and screwing back screwing back high for the ball in the centre, potting the red that was in the centre. But he's made them look very easy. It's well played. Hopefully he hasn't got too much angle here, because he can be in that position where you sort of you're trying to force the white up the table a little bit, and it will slide out. And
yeah, I like the
run a bit
composure
parallel
that
to the
Kano's
play.
showing. He's not afraid to walk around the table and
Good
make
angle.
sure everything. You probably even see him take a bit of time on this black here. Even though it's simple and it's probably a 10 out of 10 in practice. There's a lot of pressure out there, and especially when it's your first quarterfinal and you're playing someone as prestigious as Alec. Probably adds a bit more pressure there, you'd have to say, Reece. I think when you play someone like that.
Yeah.
Me personally, my opponent's, says better than me, it probably puts a bit more pressure on me, really.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know how you feel. I know everyone's a bit different.
Yeah,
but
I do like playing that higher quality player most of the time because it puts me in more of a I have to focus and I have to perform.
It's more like you can't afford to make mistakes, really.
So for the most part, I do like it, but in saying that, I don't often beat them.
Yeah.
But just walk away from the table
I
all
could
the
say the
time.
same, really, but no, I'd have to agree with you there. And so did he just go with the cut
he
break?
He's just hit the second ball.
He went with the cut break. I am
after the in-off
I am disgusted with you, Kane Weekly. We're going to have a chat about that one after this match, win or lose.
He's gone in-off in the centre on his last break. So
there's a few players in SA starting to develop the old cut break.
Yeah, did Stacey Vine bring that over?
Stacey Vine.
He's just exploded.
We didn't even know what the word cut break means until he come over here, and it's just
yeah, it does sound ridiculous.
Taken over, really.
When you put it in that context, that Kane Weekly is just cut broke against Alec Evan.
And it really does confuse me because, as I said, I play with Kane all the time, and he's probably got one of the biggest breaks I've seen.
Yep.
In the state. It may not be the best break, but it's the biggest. And when you've got a break, when you've got a gift like that, why would you? Why would you waste it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To me personally, it shows more like, I wouldn't say negativity, but it's more like you're scared to lose the white. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say I'm an expert on the cut break and what exactly it does achieve, but from what I have heard, it's more of a it's a safer break. It's more of a contains the balls sort of thing, like controls the white. You sort of might not get as much movement in the balls. Still likely to pop that one or two, but just keeps the balls that little bit closer together. I thought. What's your opinion? You'd probably know a bit more about it than me.
Yeah,
nobody from where I'm from.
Me personally, I'd never cut break in my life. It's just, I don't know. I don't like. I remember I was at Chalkers with Mick Delante one time, and I think we had a race. I don't know what we were racing to, and I felt really average about my break, and I cut broke against him, and he told me off. He said, "I never want to see you do that again."
Yeah.
He said, "You're too good of a player to be cut breaking," and since that day, I just haven't cut broken. I don't know whether I agreed with him or not, but
that's it. You can't argue with
a
a player of
degree.
his
Exactly. And
caliber.
to a certain degree, I did. I think, as I said, I don't think it's more of a negative thing. I think it's more of like you're scared to lose the white, or you're not feeling confident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, negative and not feeling confident is two completely different things, in my opinion. So, to me, that tells me that Kane's not confident about his break. But he did dump the white in the previous frame, and
I think
wants
that
to
is
cut
the
break,
only reason.
and he's practiced it, and let him cut break. He's in the quarters, I'm not, so I'm not going to tell him what to do. So.
Yeah. From my opinion, it is a bit of a slow down the game sort of break. Like I
and Jamo's just walked through McNaughton. Jamo's hitting a good ball at the moment. So is McNaughton. But no, it's good to see.
Yeah, 2 all 10 versus
It's
Jamie.
good to see McNaughton actually come down from ACT. We don't usually get many.
Yeah, that's it. I think I have
other
seen him here
interstate
from time to time, but I don't
players.
think he's usually here every year.
You know, I think he's come down for the Johnny Walker Classic a few times, and
Yeah.
you know, that's
That's
crazy. What a shot!
That is having a go from Kane. I think he's just reversed on his cut break, and he's just decided, no, I'm just going to open him up now and have a dip.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, Scary. Yeah, cut breaks won't win your tournament, so it does slow your opponent down, but I also think it slows you down, in my opinion. I think if you cut break, you've got to be prepared to go the distance in that frame. You don't really see many master breaks or pot outs off of cut breaks because it creates so many clusters. And yeah, I think, you know, if you're not feeling good, and go ahead, cut break, I guess. And you know, as I said, you know, Kane cut break because I think he's not feeling that good. And you're 2-all with Alec in the quarters, and the couple of outs that he's made have been decent. So I don't think.
I'm not sure what the result was, even off the frame where he did go in off in the centre. Like, I don't think Alec cleared on him.
Out.
He did clear from there.
So it was 1-all, and then he cleared, and then he's probably thinking, okay, I don't want to break like that again. So that's probably why he did divert through the cut break. But
so yeah, you understand sort of why he's done it. But some would argue it's correct, some would argue it's wrong. But see if it works for him in this frame.
well, you know, it is interesting though, because he did make a nice clearance in the frame before this, in the third frame, and then he cut breaks. So it's almost like he wants to lose all that momentum. Do you know what I mean? Like that sort of, to me, it's very confusing. But no, I'm going to have a chat with him afterwards and see why he did cut break, because I think it's a bit interesting. I'm not saying don't cut break. I'm just saying I'd like to know why he cut break.
So
where is Berri? It's I don't even know really how to describe it.
It's a tricky one to
in a place
describe.
called the Riverland. It's pretty much next to the Murray River.
Yeah, it's along the Murray.
Probably
what is it? 2 hours. From
2 hours
Adelaide?
north of the city, I would say.
Yeah.
2.5 hours north of the city.
And how far from Mildura? Probably similar sort of thing. An hour and a half,
probably
2
about
hours,
the
I think.
same.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
Just a bit west down the Murray from
So we've got
from Mildura.
So we've got Tem and Jamie sitting at. This is 3-2 over there. Or is that 2-all? No, that is 2-all. Sorry.
2-all.
And obviously 2-all between Alec and Kane, and the Roth looking like he's going to go 2-1 up on Adam. So these 3 matches all going at the same pace at the moment, which is good.
Yeah, you do always get that quick match though, don't you?
Great
Like
shot from
when it gets to
Alec.
this stage, you'll usually have that one that finishes up well before all the others.
Yeah, and I think you sort of look at all the players out there. It was either going to be Temujin or Jamo.
Yeah,
Probably they're
that
the
is
2
true.
most attacking players out there. But to be fair, I don't think Jamie was going to let Temujin
Run away
sort
with
of
it
run
really.
racks. I mean,
He knows how to slow people down. How to.
we all know Temujin's good enough to run racks left, right, and centre. But if Jamie gets a say in it, he's not going to let him do it really, because we all know Jamie's a very conservative player, a very methodical player, and
Yeah, he just controls the game well. He sort of doesn't do that extra. That shot where you're like, oh, I feel like I might sort of come off 2 rails and have a go at getting into those balls sort of thing. Like sometimes it works out and you look like an absolute champion. Other times it doesn't.
exactly. And
I think Jamie does avoid that. He just plays them, just knows where his balls sort of need to be to force your errors well while you're going for those sort of shots.
Yeah, he's a very smart tactical player, Jamie. He's very good at thinking ahead in those tactical frames. And
10 with a miss down the rail. Did look like he overplayed it a little there. He didn't need to. Can't see why. Oh, he might need to get underneath the black, I think. Would be why he's overplayed
so
that
Alec
little.
has a chance here to go 3-2 up. Adam's gone for a double, missed it. So the Roth will be on the yellows. A lot of work to be done.
Good little shot there from Alec. Just that little bit of, you don't be too straight on them balls. Just like to get that little bit of separation from the rail to play the ball in the centre. Give yourself a few options. Not have to overplay this.
Yeah, he's played that well.
Play the good little in between sort of
Yeah,
pace.
I think about the tables, like if you sort of roll them in too soft or you punch them too much, they won't go in. But if you play them just in that middle area pace, they seem to suck in quite well. So he played that at the perfect pace, in my opinion. And
yeah, that's it. You didn't want to sort of lolly it up anyway. Even if it did go, you just get a little bit stuck on the rail. But experience has showed that with Alec.
So to me, that's
he's nearly car parked it.
That's very interesting, that shot. I don't know how well you watched that. He didn't use the rail at all, which to me I think is the wrong shot, because if you don't use the rail, it makes the shot so much more difficult to control.
Yeah, a lot
Yet if
fussier.
you use the rail, he probably lands on the black 10 out of 10 times.
Whoa,
that
he
wide
just
arc.
dragged that around the red too.
That looked really easy on camera, folks, but that was a great shot because he needed to put
like
a lot of work on that to avoid potting the red.
Yeah, it looked like it turned last minute too. It looked.
3-2 down. Kane hasn't done nothing massively wrong. He's just.
No, that's it. Well,
he had a chance that frame. He had a big face cut double. He probably overheated a lot, but
well, I would have thought the cut break. I wouldn't say Alec is really a player that you want to slow down, is the other point of view of it as well.
Alec's probably got to be noticed as one of the smartest players the country has and ever will have. And we go back to the cut break again. It's like you sort of want to cut break against players like Temujin and your Rusties and your Noonans. You want to slow the attacking players down. And I'm not saying Alec's not attacking, but that'd be like cut breaking against someone like Jamie Stevens or something. Like it's just something you're not going to do, is it? So it is an interesting talking point. And he contacted that pack to the left-hand side, hence why the split was pretty average, and he nearly lost the cue ball. And it's been a weird match for breaking, hasn't it? The breaking's been pretty average.
Nobody's had the best run with their break, but in saying that, they are still running ahead of the other matches, so there can't be too many clusters and stuff coming from what they have done.
It's actually interesting because it looks really average, but as I was about to say, if he got this shot right, they all would have been on. And it's worked out possibly the worst way it could have. He's stuck on the red and nothing's on. Hence why he's standing there and looking at the table.
Yeah, very little options here.
He needs to figure something out. He may be able to just slowly push through these and just sit the white in this bottom left corner and get the red sort of around that area. Like this. I think he tried to get the white on the back of the yellow there, though.
Yeah.
Because now
I don't think he's lost anything really. Oh, he's got the plan.
Well, Kane, not that. Kane's got the yellow off the yellow in the middle.
True.
And it's something though. You know what I mean? Like if you get the white on the yellow, he's got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Robbo. I mean, if you're going to cut break and your intention's to pot out, then I've always thought personally that cut breaking is just the wrong thing to do, and everyone's going to have their different opinions on it. But some players like it, and for some players it works. For some people, they don't like trying to pot out off their own break. But
clever little shot there from Kane. He has left the other ball on the rail where the first one started, but I didn't like that ball. That ball on the rail there was the reason why I didn't want to move the ball over the centre that Jaden was talking about, playing the yellow off.
It wasn't the worst shot from Kane though. He's sort of.
He's in a good position.
Probably just hit this over the hole now, I reckon. Yeah. So he didn't really need to do anything there, Alec. He's ahead of this frame, by quite a bit, I think, and it's sort of up to Kane to do something, not Alec. You know what I mean? Win.
So interesting to see what he does here. Like you sort of want to fix that ball that is on the rail there by trying to play it off the other yellow. The yellow will still land good after it, but it does separate that red a little. Saying that the red probably does double where it is. Oh, he's seeing it off the
Have
other
a go
ball.
next time, mate.
Yeah.
That's actually opened everything up. He's gone from
It's a great shot. Actually,
I
didn't spot that
can't
one.
win
I
this
thought he was
frame
playing
in
off
this
the other.
visit, so he's got a chance to win the frame in this visit. So what a great shot.
Yeah, a little unfortunate landing pretty hard on the
Yeah,
top
he
rail.
needs,
on
he
the
needs
bottom
another
rail
good
here,
shot here though, because it looks easy, but off the rail and
Interesting to see. Yeah, I was probably going to play the same shot Kane's playing here. There's nothing wrong with those. Usually I like to separate the two balls
that well.
the two balls that are close together. I feel like they get in each other's way, so I like to take care of them as soon as I can.
So you'll
But in
probably
this
take
case,
left centre now,
I
you
think they
reckon?
were fine. It looks like he's been a little unfortunate in not landing on either of the other two balls, and he'll have to come back up and.
I almost feel like
come
he's
back
got to
down
play
here and
left
back
centre,
up
then
front.
get rid of these two near the black.
Yeah, it was either way. I think it's pretty 50-50, but you do need a bit of position.
The only thing I don't like
On these
about
two
getting
balls
rid of
down
these
here.
two now is you've got to get back down on the left-hand side of the table for
Yeah.
these yellows. He had a perfect angle on that one in the middle to just come down and get rid of these two, and then you're sort of anywhere centre table and you've got a shot at the black in the bottom right, or even anywhere down here and you can play into a middle.
That is
Now
it,
it's sort of, now he's going to play a good few
I also
shots.
think the transition from the ball closest to the top left pocket is a lot easier to get up this side of the table than the other ball.
It is, but I think he's forced to play it now.
But he's sort of forced
Which means
himself
he
to
has
play
to
it the other
play
way.
a good positional shot and then another good positional shot after a good positional shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so he's gone from, I wouldn't say an easy out, but a very gettable out to having to play a lot of good shots. That looks perfect. Overhit it slightly.
It's actually, it's probably the correct way to play it. I was sort of thinking of it. It looked like he
dead
even
straight.
tried to line it up, landing short on it, and then being able to stun up the table. But I think this is the way to play it. If you can play with top, it's a much bigger gap between the two reds.
I think if he's dead
get back
straight,
up
he
the
almost might have to screw right back off the couple of rails there. Yeah, he's just put his cue there
Yeah.
and sort of come back down to the bottom right to play the yellow in the left middle. He's overhit it slightly.
Yeah.
Now the problem with this is if he plays the yellow to left centre,
Yeah,
the
you're
whites, I
running
think,
into
clipping the
no-nos
black and going up sort of through the blue spot and up towards the brown spot on a snooker table, which would mean he's going to have a very tough yellow afterwards.
Yeah.
So this tactical frame still going on here between the Roth and Adam.
Yeah, I think Kane wants to play
Roth just got
like
it
a little
really stiff.
fine glance
Roth
off the other
played it.
yellow.
Incredible extraction and gone in off
But I don't
there.
think it achieves that a lot.
Yeah, he's had a go at the yellow off the yellow, and I mean
Yeah.
it probably wasn't the worst option.
It was one of them shots. I think if the other yellow's that little bit further up, you can sort of punch it off it, and it's a bigger area you can hit.
Yeah.
Whereas that was a real glancy sort of touchy
It
shot
had to
get
be
it
hit
right.
pretty much perfect,
and
didn't it?
And even still, then it looked like he hit it not too bad, and you can see where the white and the other yellow are. It's
So
not that.
assuming this red on the left
advantageous.
side doesn't go in the left middle, he might try and extract it now.
Yeah, he looks
No, he's happy just to play the
he's going a bit
plant.
wide.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah, now that I look at it, it's probably the right shot, really.
Yeah, I
There's
thought
no-
it looked like he was running wide, even if he.
There's no point taking an unnecessary risk on, really. So a chance
A couple
to
of
win the
interesting
match.
links for Alec here.
Just this,
It's one of those things you sort of want to screw back. You don't want to overplay the plant and
I think the red,
lose the red.
the red closest to the middle of the table goes past the black in the bottom right. You've got the double kiss
Played it well.
there. He might have to take the one over the hole. He might go. I think if the red sat more over the hole, he might have taken right middle first and then played the plant.
Yeah.
But I almost feel where that red's landed, it's almost like he has to take it now.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But it's a big decision to make because it's sort of how are you feeling? You know, are you confident with your cue ball to swing off a couple rails?
Which you nearly need to land on the ball more towards the centre of the table.
Yeah, well, me
next
personally,
as well,
I'm trying to pot this red over the hole to the thin side of the pocket and just come off the couple rails up in between the yellow and the red.
I thought the opposite. I'm trying to hit it thick and hold this side of the black. Just take on that long ball, but it is one of them shots where you hit it that little bit out.
Sort of like this.
Oh, yeah, no.
And then that way you've got options. He sort of got into it a bit too much, I think. I think he could have played it thinner and still sort of go up more towards, not in bulk, but towards the bulk line, because then he's got options of the red in the middle or the red in the bottom left.
Yeah.
It was all about how he pot the red over the hole.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, he had to pot the red on the thin side, I think.
Very fine.
I think this is still tropical.
Yeah,
a couple of rails.
He's cutting that in okay.
It looks pretty natural for the two rails, off side and top rail, to come back down for the red. And he's wide on a string. You couldn't really put it better with your hand.
Yeah, I think he's sort of running towards the yellow there, which to me is the only thing that makes this shot awkward.
I think you might just see him stop the white, in all honesty. I don't think he'll want to start going near the yellow, because that way, you know, things can go wrong.
It still means you just have to cue it and hit it nice, sort of thing. It's just the extra thing to think about when you don't really want to be thinking about other things than putting the ball in the hole at this stage. I think. But
it's a big shot though. Oh, he's clipped.
Yeah, see, he's hit it that bit thick, and I think that's the yellow in his mind, just thinking, I might be able to pot, even if I do pot this on the thin side, I might be like hugging up against that yellow and causing a problem where there isn't one. But
so Kano with arguably the biggest strawberry of the quarterfinals so far.
Yeah, basically hard to say you're not watching the back two matches, and as well as only having.
We play Super League together, Kano, and we get into him quite a bit with his strawberries. He's been handed a few this season, and Hill with the Iceman, and it's going to be hard to forget that chance, I think. But you know, if anyone's capable of turning it around after a miss like that, it is Alec.
Yeah. So, see what's going on this second table here with Adam and Roth. Jamie actually to either go through 4-2 up or 3-0.
I'm pretty confident that's to win the match. And it's to win the match.
Over.
So Temujin Dixon, arguably the equal tournament favourite with Dave.
It's a disaster.
He's out of the tournament, knocked out by his fellow Victorian. And,
having a share of Tam in the Calcutta.
The viewers at home would be very disappointed that they can't. So he's gone with the cut break again.
Yeah.
And his drive broke. And look at that yellow's just come and saved him, I reckon.
Yeah, you're
the
not
reds
wrong.
look pretty there, and I mean they still look pretty.
He's got bigger options here to be able to, the two.
Adam just played next.
Two reds he's nearly closest to. He's got good options off them to be able to stun. Not currently, but afterwards to be able to stun into that yellow. I don't think that yellow is that much of an issue. I think the reds are pretty good here.
Probably red in the left middle, and then play the red and just try and full ball cannon that yellow, I reckon. So this looks perfect, I think, Reese, just to play the red in between those three.
Just clear up the black, yeah.
And no, I think he's going to take the one in the corner now and just full ball cannon that yellow.
Yeah.
And that way he opens up that red.
Yep.
Yep, well, he's gone into it a bit.
Yeah, he's overplayed it a touch.
It's still alright though. It was sort of, I probably would have tried to control that a bit more and just nestle the yellow onto the rail
just
and
drop
stop
onto
the white
it,
there. But because that probably could have gone wrong with the pace he played it. But it's worked out well. And
it's the sort of shot when they do go wrong and you play them that bit harder. It's like you can't say you were unlucky, really. It's like when you sort of drop onto them and you land bad, I think you let less luck in. Whereas when you try to punch them, like there's just that bit more movement you're trying to control, and
he's underhit that slightly.
Yeah, I'd
He
rather
needs
be
a
there
good
than
shot
straight
here.
though. You can
Oh,
just
definitely, of
play
course,
that,
yeah,
come
definitely.
off
He would
2
have liked to
rails.
have been over probably, another couple of inches though, because now, he's going to have to stretch here and might even have to get the rest out. Yeah, so this makes it, and he's probably going to have to swing off a couple of rails here. It might even be natural just to
Yeah, he could run.
pass the red actually. He might even not swing
Yeah,
off
might
the
not
couple.
use the 2 rails. I'll just thought the same thing. Yeah, pass the yellow on the right hand side. He has had the. Looked like he might have had a touch of side on it even to get around the yellow.
In all honesty, he's landed pretty awkward.
Yeah, it's not where you want to be.
I don't know if that red on the centre of the table actually goes past the other one. He might have a plant, or it might go. If it goes, he's buzzing.
Yeah.
He's hitting this hard, I reckon. He's rolling it in. It went.
Yeah, there's still work to be done. He
You've
does have
almost
to
gotta
earn
take it
this.
to the-
It's no,
You've
no
almost
gimme
got
this,
to take
right?
it to the corner now, I think.
Adam evening things up.
So 2-all in the other frame, in the other match, sorry. That match is only 4 frames played. There's been a few tactical frames between the Roth and Adam Andretzky.
Yeah.
I think they're both just going for a comfort break. Nothing wrong with that. Get rid of the nerves and try and compose themselves to the upcoming frames.
Yeah, haven't kept
This
track
needs
for
to
it
bounce.
too
This needs to go.
Yeah,
Has he
that's
picked the
short
gap?
unless he's picked the
Has
gap.
he picked the gap?
We might have.
Has
no,
he
we can't
picked
see it from
the
here.
gap?
The gap doesn't look very big on.
I'm going to say
He's happy
picked
though.
the gap.
He's
They call him the Iceman, but
no, he's
you can
not
sort
happy.
of tell. I think it's. I reckon he's
Probably
on
that
it.
sort of
He's on it.
shot where you're not exactly where you need to be. You can make it work, but you're going to make it look hard until you make it look easy while you play the shot.
I'm pretty sure he's on it, but he's just working out how he can get on the black. To me, if he's on it, it looks like it's probably coming off 2 rails and going near that yellow closest to like the bottom left corner. Does that make sense? It might be missing it slightly, which means he's got to give this a bit if he wants to get back up for the middle. Black potentially in the same pocket. Oh, he's hit the yellow. So that's the yellow I thought he was going to hit.
Yeah.
And because of that, he's snookered.
Was one of those frames where like the black isn't covered. It's not smothered or anything, but it's like it's just enough to cause that. You don't sort of think of it
Well, the
as
only thing
a
here
tricky
is-
black until you get in that bad position with the white, and you have to.
What has he
Have to
got? Has
sort
he
of
got
play that execution shot?
a double to the bottom right? I don't think he can get that much of the black.
No, I think he's in trouble.
I think that's what he's looking at.
I think he's on
Looking at
that.
him
I think that is
first
definitely an
person,
option
but-
for him, but
He can't cut
But
to the
white's
top
in
left.
contention.
See, the white's either way is going flying. He maybe a double to the bottom left. But then your white's
and
going
how do you get
ballistic.
the white out of the way?
I think he's
Fine,
going
that's
black bottom left, and the white's going flying. He's
Yeah.
gone for it. He's
Missed it.
that's probably the worst result he could have got.
Yeah, buddy.
To me, the right shot here,
Yeah.
or not the right shot, but the
think
good
that-
thing is he's got the yellow down the rail, sort of as a shot to nothing now.
I think he's hit that black extra thin though to avoid the centre, just because he
Yeah.
had to punch it to get the
If
black.
he punched it, the white was
black.
going to throw off the
So-
black and probably go in off. So he had
Good chance.
He probably had that in mind, and that's why he missed the black by quite a
Yeah.
bit.
I think he was better to miss it.
I like
thin
this shot
than
though.
thick.
This is a good shot. If you get this in, to me, you win the frame. Because you're going to be on the yellow to the bottom left.
Yep.
He's missed it. And he's actually
He's
under
played
hit
it
that
fairly shot to the
quite a
Oh
bit.
yeah. No, it looks like he might have the
He might have a double.
half the side of the black.
I think he can hit this full wall.
Really?
Actually, no, I don't know.
He's having a good look at it. So
Probably the worst call I've ever made, to be honest. Maybe off the back rail, red.
I think
Off
it
the yellow
face
in the
cut
middle.
doubles.
Like
Face cut reverse doubles, but the
white's
white's the worry.
going.
Yeah.
No, I reckon
Round
he can
towards
double
that
this,
corner
because
bar.
this is how Iceman taught me to line up these doubles, and I'm shocking at it. he can hit it full ball because he's going for the double to the top right.
Yeah.
He taught me to line up the doubles, and I can't do it to save my life.
Yeah, I very much
So
disagree.
to me, I just hit them and hope they go in.
with the way they do that. Makes sense. This shot,
It's dead straight. It's pretty much dead straight. Does he roll it though? I think you got to play in or over. That's the pace. It's straightened up and it's gone in possibly.
Come, mate, come on.
Yeah,
So
the
to me-
yellow must have been part in the way. I think he's just it's one of them things where you're scared of hitting the yellow. You nearly want to play it with a touch of left hand side
To me,
to
Kane should
throw
not
the black.
lose this frame, in my opinion. Obviously, there's pressure. It's your first quarterfinals at Berri. You know, 7 balls to the black. You've got so many options. I think
These tables do really suit these sort of frames where that black is a little bit awkward. It's like on some other tables you might be worried about playing that as your last ball, getting position on it and everything like that. On these, I think it's a pretty easy black as long as you've got position. So you just play so your opponent's out of position.
well,
no
to
matter
me, Kane's got to make a decision.
Play all your shots as shots to nothing, and eventually.
Kane had to make a decision right there for me. That's a great shot. Is he either was going to play for the 2 shots, or was he going to go game?
But he was very close to potting that ball. If that ball goes in, he's not really in a heap of trouble or anything, but I don't know if it's a decision he made.
So the Roth on another out. We haven't been talking too much about that match because it is hill, but we probably should give it some love because that was a great shot. Because it is 2-all. And it's gone to the other corner where there's a yellow over the hole. So to me, Kane, I think, should have a dip now. They're all there. They're not too tough.
No, they're not. He has fixed it. The last ball that he missed was his main missable ball, I would say. So
I probably would have played the one he just played. I probably would have tried to get on these 2 down here now.
Yeah, you want to try and get into them.
You want to get on them early. You don't want to be
especially playing a ball over the pocket sort of thing to get to them, like one of them ones you really can't miss, instead of playing that ball that you're not usually going to miss, but it is missable to try and land on those balls, because that's where he needs to be for the black as well.
So Roth just had a fairly average, more than an average chance there to win the frame, and he snookered himself on the black.
Yeah.
And to me, he just got out of it and smacked the living hell out of it.
Yeah. Just handbagged it.
Which he was probably going to do anyway. But he probably could have, taken his time there. It's a lovely shot there from Kano. He's taken these well. He looks very composed when I look at him. He looks very calm. And he's actually. That's alright. He's actually played well.
Yeah.
He hasn't,
To me, with those sort of shots, I'm sort of soft, deep screw and even trying to come
I
up.
probably would have
trying
come
to
off
use
the
rail.
off the rail. He's got to. I don't know about leaving the one over the hole till last, but now he's got to take the one in the middle for me.
I play the one over the pocket. Just try and run that a little bit high, just so you can transition.
You don't want to go low. That's the problem. I think you take the one in the middle and just sort of come down on the pink spot, on the black spot on a pool table, and then you just sort of play it half ball and come out.
Yeah, it depends how you feel.
You take the one over the hole, you're a chance of landing low, and then you've got to go up and down, and things can go wrong. So.
Yeah, I would say neither of them are wrong. It's just a bit of personal
soft screw
preference.
this in and you're fine. Well, he's gone off 2. Gee, that's
that
very
to me
confident.
created a chance. That chance of error where there shouldn't be one.
So he's doing that, but he's cut breaking.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And
that shot as well.
He needs to slow down. He's just rushing. He's got an adrenaline rush right now.
These pockets, I nearly just dropped that ball in over the pocket and play the black to the far pocket.
Yeah, he's very nervous, as you would be.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and he's good enough. Another semi-finalist.
And there is a lot of support for Kano. So Kane's biggest win of his pool career, you could say. That's a.
Yeah, it's definitely a big step,
I think,
for him.
It is. This could,
he has been
getting his name out there. He's always been around the mark, but
he's made plenty of 16s. think he's made. I think he might have
he's made
eight.
a few 16s. He's made an 8. He made the last 8 at the Johnny Walker Classic, Empire Classic, just gone.
Yep.
The one that Steve Jamison won.
Yep.
And yeah, he made the 8 there and lost to Mikey. And that was his
true, I do
first
think
and
I remember
only
watching part of
quarters.
that.
And you know, it's good that he's starting to show some consistency now. You know, I think a lot of people probably could have thought that it was a one-off. I knew that it wasn't a one-off because I know he's more than capable.
What he's capable of, yeah.
But you know, I'm not a lot of people, am I? But the fact that he's done it it's showing consistency. And you know, his biggest goal this year, we always chat about goals because I like to set myself goals, and he's the same. And his main goal this year is to make the men's state team.
Yep.
And if he keeps the way he's going, he's going to walk in. So it's looking like 3-2 to the jet ski here.
Yeah, he's played a nice confident shot for position there, so he's looking pretty comfortable at the table.
And the room is...
Roth with the pressure on him again.
Yeah, the room is rapidly filling up. People coming in from everywhere, and it always does in this tournament.
After these matches finish, there is a good chance, I'd say, they're going to remove 2 of the tables as well. So there probably
they'll get rid of them.
Will be a decent little break for everyone.
So there might be a slight 10 to 15 minute break, possibly longer after this match here. And
how are you, Lee? Jamo did get through very comfortably, very early.
He was through in about
very
half
quickly,
an hour, Lee.
I think he won 4-1 or something like that.
And Jamie Stevens knocked out Temujin, and as you just saw, Kane knocked out Alex. So the way I look at it is there's 2 South Australians and there's 2 Victorians.
Yeah. So
ideally, we probably want them to draw each other, so then we can have a Vic SA final.
Versus Vic and SA versus SA for a guaranteed Vic versus SA
And I talked
final.
about it earlier. I think the atmosphere during the final, and potentially even the semis, is better than any atmosphere Australia has to offer.
Yeah, it does get very loud in this room.
It's my opinion. It's an incredible atmosphere. It's very loud. You know, it's very. You know, you've got 200 people in the room, all staring at one table.
That's it. The bar's nice and close to.
Yeah, people have literally got their
arm
on the bar and they're watching pool, so
they can buy their drinks and scream at the
want
pool
that
players
in.
without taking a step.
So Roth played an extraction there, and the yellow actually went in. It's probably his worst result. He's got to be careful here if he is to play this yellow to the bottom right, because he could pop the red.
I think it's fine. I think he hits the red a little bit thin.
No,
I think it's nearly that good angle where if you sort of play it stun, you can really hold the white, and the red should just get out of the way.
To me, the biggest problem is the yellow on the left-hand side rail. Does it go past the red?
I think it does, yeah.
It looks like it does, but it's a really tough shot because I think there's pretty much a full ball gap there, which you want to be right behind it ideally to play, and he's playing it now. So what do I know?
It does shrink these pockets up. Most pockets you've probably got to hit it good enough to get past the red to pot it, but...
So he's queuing it. That's an excellent shot.
That is having a go. We've got a good angle here. I think actually the yellow closest to the black spot does pass to the bottom left. I think he's playing the bottom left yellow now. It's a tricky one. You've got to sort of not punch it. I think if you punch it, you're going close to that red and out of position. Yeah. Whereas if you need to sort of drop it in nice to
see if the yellow does go bottom left, I think he has to play it now because it's too hard to get back on. You do have the option of clearing the 2 up the top though, and then playing for the bottom left. But then you're sort of relying on one good shot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. To me, I definitely want the left of the 2 tricky balls
this is fine
out
though,
of the
but
way first.
He has to be careful he doesn't overhit this and snooker himself on the ball on the centre of the table. Or is he looking at maybe coming off 2 rails and playing for the outside one?
So, interesting to see how he does play this.
He's going off 2, I think. He's played that to perfection. Now, he looks a bit straight, to be honest.
Yeah, that shot, it was fairly easy to land on the ball to pot it, but yeah, you want to land somewhere good to transition, which to me was was a little lower.
Cannoning that red. Or is he going to stop the
Screw
white
off
dead?
the right hand side now?
Or is he stopping the white dead and then cutting it in? Yeah. He's missed the pot.
It was a fussy white ball
He's worried
sort
about
of
the white
shot
too
where,
much, But yeah,
you think that is what you have to focus on, but
you see it all the time where a player
every ball's missable.
Just takes their eye off the pot because they worry too much about the cue ball. And
so not quite the best offensive balls here, I'd say, for Adam. I would say there's a good chance that Roth gets back to the table. Does make sense. It's a well played shot. Sort of keep as many balls as you can, covering up those yellows while you do give him a go at them. And yeah, even if you don't get the 2 visits, there's a good chance that when you get back to the table, those yellows are a little bit out of the way of your reds. Which is nearly all Roth can go for. Just slide off that left rail, just glance the left
really
yellow and try and
options,
leave the white nearly as far in the pocket as you can. He's going shorter. He's trying to pot, I think. He's had a great go at it. It's a very tough shot and a great effort. See if he gets rewarded for it, but I think his reward will most likely be another snooker.
Yeah, I mean, Adam's just probably going to look for 2 shots here. I mean, he's 3-2 up. He doesn't want to throw the frame away by taking on an out that's not there. It's actually a tricky sort of snooker, really. Like, he wants to get him in a good one where, he can get 2 shots. He doesn't just want to snooker him where Roth can just get out of it. And this is what I looked at.
The sort of thing now
is he taking the double on?
There's nothing wrong with that shot. I do like it.
So he's taken the double on with a safe white. I mean,
because
there's nothing wrong with that because you do have the red to the left middle, and it looks like a shot to nothing.
Yeah, whether you run, is he running into the black here though? I think he's played it well to control. He's actually overcut it, I suppose, but he's here. But his pace was very good to not go on the black there.
So the 2 reds next to each other. It's just the red to the left of that to me that needs a bit of thought about because it doesn't go bottom left. I don't think.
Yeah, I think he's a little unfortunate.
He's just looking. It might go actually. But he just looked to land on it.
Yeah, I think he's a little unfortunate landing 2 straight on this red closest to us. Because either side of where he is, I think, and it's not that hard a shot to transition to like behind the tricky red. Whereas where he is, it's not easy.
It's a race to 4 for the rest of the tournament. It is, I believe. I don't think they've changed anything. It was originally race to 3 first round, all the way up into the last 16. As of last year, and then it's race to 4 for the rest of the tournament. But this year, for the first time, they actually pushed the best of 7s forward 1 round to the last 32. So I am assuming that it is race to 4 or best of 7 for the remainder of the tournament. What do you think about that one, Reece? What do you think of the best of 7s?
I think the longer races the better. Realistically, as long as they got time to fit the tournament in the weekend, the longer races you have, usually the higher quality players you'll have in for the finals.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
we talked about. I think we talked about this earlier outside the commentary. It takes the luck factor out of it.
Yeah, you get that bad break with. Like I had a break earlier today where it's just one of those ones where you break, the balls land all really good, but the white's just sitting right on the back of a yellow, and you've just got
you can't do anything.
borderline no option to pot. It's like a realistic sort of smart
yeah, I mean,
shot.
to me, I think it's a time factor why they don't do it. I could be wrong. I mean, it's just gone 10 past 6 and we're in the quarterfinals, so.
Oh. How's the
Not the
result?
worst result in the world. But yeah, I agree. I think personally it should be race to 3 first round up until the last 16, and then go race to 4 until probably to 8, or even the semis, and then go race to 5 and a race to 6 in the final. I think that's probably the way to go.
Yeah, well, as it is, I'd say the timing's going along fairly well for where you'd want it at the moment, but
yeah, I think
maybe a touch late.
Probably a little bit
like
late. He's just accidentally given him 2 shots. I think, has he tried to play a snooker there?
I think he has, yeah.
Yeah, he's looked at the fair snooker. I don't think it is, but it's still not easy. He's got 2 shots. I think
Roth would have called it straight away if it was, which. So if it's not a fair snooker, then he's definitely got the pot, and
he needs to.
Looking at good danger to clear up here because this white's nearly natural.
You
got that
just
red
roll this
that you
in
might
and then
run
use
into.
this too. Oh, he was. Okay, well, I thought he was a lot thinner than that.
Yeah, I thought he was a slightly thicker, but
You thought he was thicker?
yeah, I thought he was running a little closer to the red in the centre of the table, but I did think he'd be very close to exactly where he wanted to be, and he's played it well.
Still, just got the composure there, and
better be quiet while he's playing his shot, even though he's about 9 metres away.
played it well. He's just sort of looked to see if he was on this. It's got to be close.
Yeah, that's. Well, in saying that, he shouldn't be queuing off the rail there and that. Realistically, it's a real
it was
negative.
more of a nervous
Negative
thing.
sort of drop the ball in.
He didn't want to sort of cue that ball into the middle. He was sort of just happy to pot it, and he didn't care. But I mean, it's based on what type of player you are. Like some more of the attacking players probably just top off the rail or stop the white.
I thought that was to go through. Yeah, so Roth to break, and it would be good good to see him run these just for a speed up factor for the tournament. Don't want all the other guys waiting around getting cold. But at the same point, both worthy winners, I'd say. No matter which way this goes, but they are a fairly good spread. You've got the 2 on the bottom rail is the main problem I can find.
They've both got their problems, don't they?
Yeah.
I just sort of tried to look at what ball I'd take. I think I'm probably leaning towards reds.
Yeah. The way I usually look at these, when you look at the one ball, like you find that one ball that you can't pot on the set, and I'll usually try and go the set where the other balls are closest to it. You sort of have that bit more option to do something with it.
And this is where it's confusing because I
that's
think
where the game is played in that, down on these 2 balls down the bottom here, I'd say. But what makes a difference who wins this frame?
To me, I'd probably play the red into the left middle, and I think you could almost play for the gap between the yellows to play the red and maybe top into them.
Yeah. Neither of the balls are linking.
That's probably the only thing I can really see
to open it.
So I'm assuming he's played for that because he needs to get into them early. He doesn't want to rely on getting them out last minute. But the only thing about this is where the balls are situated. He kind of is relying on landing on the ball that he's extracting.
I think he'd be pretty unlucky here if he doesn't land on the other red to the centre. Worst case.
I think he wants to cannon the yellow, or he wants to go into the middle of them both.
Yeah, I think
like
surely
that's perfect.
Yeah, that's.
And I mean,
can't play it any better, but I think either way he would have had a red there. I don't think he needed much luck.
The only thing that probably could have gone wrong with that was a double kiss on the yellow, and the yellow doesn't move, and then suddenly
that's
nothing's on. So assuming the red goes to right middle, it's all just about landing as straight as possible so you can top through. But there still is, you know, he hasn't played the winning shot yet. He still has a lot of good shots that need to be played. He needs to get back down on the black. He needs to even play a good positional shot here to get out after this. So he still needs, you know, his job's not done.
I feel like
yet.
he has to land low on this and stun into the yellow to open up part of the black, as well as you want to be potting the top right red from the left side of the table. I'd say if you get over the right hand side, you might go too far and be struggling to hold for the other ball.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean,
so I think what he's played there is nearly perfect. I think he just wants to stun
I almost
into that
feel like he's hitting
yellow.
So he's hitting the yellow. Does he try and top through off the yellow, or does he?
I'm sort of trying to stun back off it, because that was I seen the white doing that, and that's why I didn't want to top off it. Just wanted to try and
you've got to say,
get the white out.
I mean,
get that white to move.
You can't really see a problem. There's nothing really difficult about these balls for Roth.
Apart from the fact that it's
he loves the hill matches though, doesn't he?
Yeah, true. He's made it through plenty of others.
You know, he went hill with Mark Stone in the last 16, and then he went hill with, who did he play? No, so it was the 32 against Mark Stone, I think, wasn't
Mark Stone.
Who did he go hill with?
Also played
Ryan Muris in the last 16. Yep. Went hill with him, and now he's hill with Adam.
So his record is good.
The good thing is this is a shot to nothing, I think. I think he can sort of drop this in dead weight. White sort of just comes off the rail a few inches, and he's not going to leave Adam anything, even if he does miss this. But on these tables...
Which ball are you playing next, though?
I'm playing the one in the left middle.
I think that's a slightly tight pocket.
I think it goes... Looking at the table now, it flies in.
Yeah, he has landed exactly where he wants to.
If I look at the table, it flies
you're not
in.
wrong.
So to me,
it's better.
I don't know if the yellow goes right middle. I think it does. And if they do, it just links. Everything links really. There's nothing really.
It does. You'd like to cue this.
Ideally, probably left middle, right middle, top left middle, black. That's probably the way he's going to go. But you know, it's just about composing yourself in every shot, making sure you don't do anything silly, and just trying to keep it as simple as possible when you're under the most pressure, I guess.
He's got the long bridge there. Hasn't tried to do too much, which is good.
He's got a very short takeaway, doesn't he, Roth? He doesn't bring the cue back far when he cues. Completely opposite to me. I
like to get the cue moving
back to my fingers. I don't know why, it's just been a habit since I've started playing.
Yeah, it does help. Like, I find a lot of that longer.
So this tells me that the yellow doesn't go to the right middle.
Yeah, I don't think so. Just got to drop this in pretty nicely.
And then
plays it well.
Oh, jeez, that sort of dipped in a bit to the left, didn't it?
Yeah, I think he definitely wanted to just be about a ball's width over to the right.
I still think he's okay. He's probably happy to leave himself a bit of distance, I think.
Yeah,
just sort of
I think he's going to have to
through this.
It's definitely made things.
I mean, if the red on the right hand side's not there, he probably punches off the rail. But I don't think he's wanting to take that risk now. I think when you're under this much pressure,
coming off two rails here, I think the only benefit of it is that you've cued the ball and you're not sort of takes a bit of the pressure out. You sort of get your arm going.
Yeah, I think he was happy for that. He's got a little bit of awkward cueing, but it's not awkward cueing. It's just the placement of his arm's going to be a bit awkward with the red.
Yeah,
that's probably about it.
Yeah, it's definitely not the ideal ball you want at this point of the game.
He's actually sort of, I think, landed a bit funny.
But
does he play black in the same pocket?
Yeah, he is in between that as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If he plays black in the same pocket, he's got to punch it. And I think that's what it will do, because he likes to sort of hit the ball, the Roth.
Yeah, well, queuing down on it like that, it's always going to help it stun out a little bit further.
I think he's going to
go same pocket, yeah.
He's got into it a bit, but I think if you said to the Roth, you've got this black to win it, I think he would take that every day of the week, in all honesty. So
just putting on a show, a bit of a nail biter, I think.
He probably just
get
wants
everyone
the
on the
oohs
edge
and
of
the
their
ahs
seats
in the crowd.
No comments until this.
Well, I'm right
Shot's
behind the
over.
line, so I'll know if it goes in. And it's in.
Oh, it's another performance under pressure from the Roth. Another Hill win.
So is there any danger the Roth's just going to win without going Hill? So we're taking odds on his next match for a Hill.
Yeah, I think he's.
And
I think his odds are just shortened.
We're going to have a bit of a break now, guys. I think they're going to clear the arena. They're going to get rid of a couple of tables, and they'll do the draw, and we'll be back for the draw. So
that's it. So
see you later.
I'll sneak in some food and talk to you shortly.
Okay, semi-final time. Kane Whitley, Steve Jefferson, David Roth and Jamie Stevens. Coming up, I'll pick some colours in that order.
Alright guys, you know what's going on here. They're picking out the who's playing who in the last four. Jamie Stevens, Jamo, Kane Weekly, and the Roth. First over whoever draws the Roth. And realistically, Kano's dead set keen to win this as well. He's been talking about it for a while. So he'd be feeling quite pleased as Punch that is performing well and doing what he can do. Not sure what Jamie's negotiating there, but I'm sure it's going to be to some sort of advantage. Just kidding. Alright, let's go. Red, yellow, who's going to get the red? Yes, I can see the reflection of yellow in the bucket. Alright, Jamo and the Roth. It looks like, no, what's going on here? As if that's a redraw. Oh, I got it wrong. I thought I could see the reflection of the yellow in the bucket, but obviously I was wrong. It's looking like, well, Jamo and Jamie have just shaken hands, and
Come on, Jamo.
yeah, and the Roth. I'm hoping it's Roth and Jamo, but I thought I saw Roth and Kano shake hands. Oh, they kept that, mate, even with the zoomed in cameras, we couldn't even get that one right. I'd like to see a Kano Roth final, to be honest here. Kano's been working quite hard over the last couple of years and has come along as one of the new waves of juniors that it's going to take over from the old guard, so to speak. Yeah, it is. There's every chance it could actually happen. Here he is, mate. Here he is. The man with more stats that I can poke a stick at. Yeah, so you'll be saved because I don't have the insights that Jodos has on shot selection. That's it, mate. That's it. We can actually. I'll speak for the uninitiated in the secret arts of good shot selection, and you can explain.
We are back. Has the draw been done?
Jodos is here. Been. Yes, it has.
And
we've
I have
got.
To say,
yeah.
I don't know whether to be happy or not.
Why not?
Because now there's the chance of having an All-SA or All-Victorian final. I wouldn't complain about an All-SA final.
Of course you wouldn't.
But an All-Victorian final, I mean...
Well, I appreciate the fact that they've come down and put in a solid effort, but truth be told, I want to see Kano and Dave...
Yeah, so we got young Kane Weekly, who is just going to another level this weekend, playing Jamie Stevens, Cue Ball TV's #1 commentator. And we got David Roth versus Steve Jamison.
Do you reckon if it went to a vote, I reckon Butters might actually stimp him at the post, to be honest with you?
Yeah, well, I think Jamie would beg to differ.
Yeah, well, Jamie would beg to differ about a lot of things. Right, here we are. We're on the clock. First 30-second call I heard, actually Cam Dixon had the unenviable job of timing the Roth and Andriski match.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Oh, I'll tell you what. But it was interesting because, like, you saw Roth actually just grind it out and take that spring out of Andriski's step. So
we talked a bit, me and Reese, in the previous matches about Kane's break. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you watched much. He loved the old cut break, the second ball break.
Oh, he likes the second ball break.
And what's your opinions on that one? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it?
Well, when I was learning to play, the second ball break, if you came from as far to one side of the table on the line as possible and play it with top spin, it would always send that second ball straight towards the side pocket. It's like one of the set breaks. It's a good safety break for a beginner player.
That's a great shot from Kane. What a great opening shot.
The thing is, on the American tables, I love a second ball break, but on the two shot, not a big fan of it.
I mean, I sort of spoke a bit about it. To me, it's a negative break, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think it's really interesting because to me, Kane's got one of the biggest breaks.
Yeah, he's got the timing, he's got the emphasis, everything. And the thing is, that's the hardest part. Is that you get the break, it's an opportunity to do some damage, and it's not necessarily an opportunity. It's an opportunity to get control of the game.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right. And you don't. All right. So, yeah. All right, we're all good.
We're all good. We're all over name issues out. That was my fault, not Dan's. Dan never makes mistakes. So
The thing is, at this stage of the day, to be honest with you, Jaden, you've been out there for a long time. A lot of it's automatic, a lot of it's second nature. You're in your zone, you're in your mode, you're doing what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, everything is...
Yeah, you're sort of not really thinking about what's going on around you at this stage. You're just sort of in your zone. Yeah, as you said, you're in your zone, you're just taking one ball at a time, and you're not really thinking about winning the tournament at this stage. You're sort of just playing, and
you're in this lovely ethereal mode where you're hoping nothing tips you off balance.
The amount of times you've just played and then you actually sort of take a step back and you realise, geez, I'm in the semi-finals, and you're like, what's happening? And then sort of, even then, you don't even think about winning the tournament because you realise you're going to have to take one ball at a time, don't you? Because,
that's the thing. Yeah, the thing is, like, there's all these cliches about, just one ball at a time, one game at a time, one frame at a time, whatever, blah. But this is exactly how it's done, and this is exactly the state that everyone strives to get into every time they approach the page. Well, how do I get into?
Exactly, and I think you'll notice, well, I hope you'll notice, is towards the latter stages of the tournament, the pool standard obviously increases.
Oh, definitely. Oh, you're drawing harder players.
And obviously, most of the time the better players are going to be at the end, so it's really obvious. But I'm saying for those players individually, they're going to start playing better towards the end of the tournament. They're going to lift their game for the bigger moments, and you sort of start seeing that. I know.
James Jennings, how'd you get a gig? You should be back here playing with cash. Get your ass up here, Jennings. I've got some cash that you might want to get your hands on, but unfortunately you're always too busy every time I challenge you.
So Kano's just sort of started potting out from there, where he played an excellent opening shot. And he's got a nice shot here down the rail. He's probably a little bit straighter than he would have liked. He probably might have to give this a bit here. He did miss a rail ball in his quarterfinal match against Alec. I think he probably hit it a little bit too hard, so whether he learns from that. And he's sort of, I don't know if you noticed that.
His head's in the way.
I don't know if you noticed just with his back arm there, he sort of, as he was delivering the cue, he sort of come in at an angle like it was a chicken wing.
Yeah.
To me, that's probably, I thought, why he missed it.
To be honest with you, there's something about Kano. He's got a lot of bounce about him, a lot of spring this step.
Yeah, he's very energetic, he loves the adrenaline.
So the thing is, like, at the end, that being the case, I think sometimes it's a springboard for potential mishaps. When he's on, he's deadly, and when he's
and it's the same for all four of these players. When they're playing well, they're all deadly. And
I think your manager's currently predisposed, buddy. He's to try to work out what went wrong.
So Jamie, you would think he's going to go 1-0 up. There's nothing really difficult about this. It's just about, there's no right or wrong way to take these. It's just however you feel confident, play to your strengths, play,
Well, it's a funny thing, because I find sometimes it does look pretty straightforward, but the thing is, if you get that awkward angle where, I don't know, it's just this magic awkward angle that just doesn't sort of seem to compute between where the white ball can actually, within the parameters of where the white ball can actually go and what you want it to do, what you want the object ball to do, that's where the little flutters tend to happen. We're not expecting to see this out of these guys now. And the thing is, to be honest with you...
Yeah, of course, I agree. And I think that right there is a perfect example of what you're saying, Chris. Jamie he played a really average shot on the one in the left middle because he come off the jaw and he left himself, as you said, an awkward angle on the one in the right middle, which forced him to then go around the table, and he's hit the yellow, and suddenly he's gone from 5 tap-ins to I have to play a good shot to win the frame or I'm going to lose.
Exactly. Look at this. Now all of a sudden he's like, now I've got to deliver and dig deep and do what good players do.
You see it all the time.
And look at this. And now, is that a shy-away shot? Do you agree with even going on this side?
It's a hard shot.
I don't agree with that side at all. Look at this. Even with the result, he gets it, and look what he's looking at. It's not like suddenly it's a roll-in because he took a tougher shot.
No, I think not just that. I just think that you see it all the time. I think. No one does it more than the other. We all do it. We're all our own enemy when we do it. But like you see, you have 5 easy balls, and you're sort of taken for granted.
Yeah. Let's just have a dip and play hot.
You're like, okay, I've just butchered this, and
I'm not sure who Saw Plays is, but like one day I will learn something about this game. This is why I'm singing with Jada because he's giving me tuition.
Kano's he skewed that well. He's straight, so he's going to have a tough black. He's not going to be able to bring the white out at all. He's probably just going to screw back, I think, just the top side of the middle and just take on the tough black.
And he's queuing down the bottom.
And
Right,
he's tried
spat
to,
it.
he's pinched the white.
But do you reckon the society does that look like it's like slightly off to
No,
slightly
I
off to
think-
left on that?
That's because obviously because he missed it. But I think he was just trying to worry too much about the white. I think in that situation, you just pop the yellow, come back, a few foot, and then just take your medicine.
Yeah, fair enough. Unbelievable.
But,
Hey, I was listening to you and Reece talk about strawberries before, and I was thinking to myself, like, you know what? It does that count as a strawberry?
Does this count as a strawberry?
Well, no. What Jamie just left for Kano?
No, not at all. I think
I was thinking.
I think it's a bit different. This is it's first frame. He's never ever made a semi-final of a major tournament.
Really?
He made his first quarter in the Empire Classic last year.
Yeah.
Which was won by Steve Jamison.
Mhm.
And he's just made his second quarter in this tournament, and he's beaten the greatest player of all time in the quarters in a very good match.
Yeah.
So, and now he's playing a Victorian, someone he doesn't really know.
True.
Speak too much. And,
Yeah,
it's a bit of
yeah.
a different attitude.
Captain Big Business, yeah.
It's
Victoria's have
sort
got
of
a
like-
more focused resolve about the.
It's sort of like you've got a completely different attitude towards this match compared to what you're doing,
Massively.
compared to playing Alec, someone you see every day.
Exactly.
In the pool hall. But
Tell me something. I'm actually just curious because when you guys were coming up through the ranks together, I do remember there being a lot of. Just contention. I mean, like, in all honesty, for people that don't probably know, there's probably a changing of the guard happening right now. Yourself, Daniel, Kano, Devlin, Prager, guys, young blokes coming through that are going to probably be the established ranks. I mean, like, once upon a time in my day, it was, JB, Mick Della, Alex, these guys were really holding the fort, Phil Riley, etc., etc. Now, time's gone on, and you guys are the emerging ones. And he is at the time in the nationals, in the junior nationals, whatever, was kind of sort of like always the bridesmaid, never the bride type thing. Is that the case?
I wouldn't say that at all. I mean, Kano's always been up there. He's
around the mark.
He's always been around the mark. But I spoke to Reece about this earlier as well. I think before you actually come over, is that Kano's always been around the mark. He's always been good enough. But he just never seemed to get results because when he was a lot younger, when we've known each other for it'd be close to 10 years now.
Yeah.
It's been that long. We've played pool, we've grown up together on and off the table, and it's like he had a very sort of negative attitude on the table. He was very sort of used to get upset quickly, angry, and he turned it around really quickly, and that's sort of why he's sort of, I wouldn't say come out of nowhere, but he's sort of come up through the ranks and he started getting these results. And I mean, it's awesome the fact that he's done that. I mean,
I love it.
There's a lot of young players. I mean, even myself, I sort of, I've always come around. I sort of come out of nowhere, really.
Yeah.
And it's all about attitude. How you sort of, what your attitude is like towards the game. His attitude now is, it's awesome. He's
got a sunny disposition.
He loves the game.
Yeah.
He respects his opponents on and off the table. He doesn't have an arrogant attitude towards him. He just plays pool, and that for me is the reason why he's been getting the results and why he turned it around.
To be honest with you, I'll tell you something. There's something I've noticed. It's a sort of a stage that I think happens that as these players improve, there's a sort of a clarity, a crispness in their execution of shots. You know what I mean? Like, is that they go from just sort of like wanting things to happen to making things happen.
Yeah, right? that can be the difference. You see a lot of these, not so much younger players, but the players that aren't, that are just so close to going to that next level. Is they have the shot selection, they have the knowledge, the belief, but they don't have the execution.
Exactly.
And then they suddenly, it's the only way to develop execution under pressure is to put yourself in those pressure situations more often. Make it deep into tournaments, money matches. Just put yourself under pressure as often as you can, and then you're going to develop.
Well, this is the thing. I mentioned this earlier in the commentary. The thing is, I was having this argument with the Roth a few weeks ago, because the thing is that Roth and Alex, right, of opposite schools. Alex is like, play for cash, get better. Roth is like, can't see the point in playing for cash, whatever. By the same token, Roth will also tell you though, is that you don't see a bodybuilder walking into a gym shaking around the lightest weights in the room like they're a pair of pom-poms for a cheerleader type thing. He says you've got to actually specifically develop the skill to deliver under pressure, right? Which is crucial and paramount to all of this. I mean, like, he's a very, very method-driven player, I think.
Yeah, I mean, so Bobby, I saw your comment. Not necessarily Kane having a different attitude towards the game. It's more of a mindset, I think. You know, obviously the attitude's it's win, it's play your best, it's just be as confident as possible and just win. That's all it is. But I think this match is a little bit different for Kane. A, because it's a semi-final, he's never been here before. You know, he wants to win the tournament. He knows he can. But B, he's playing someone he's probably, I don't think, ever played against in a big tournament. He's played against Alec probably close to more than anyone in his life. He plays against him all the time back at home in practice and, you know, in Vegas League and Super League and everything. He doesn't play against Jamie. He probably doesn't really know much about Jamie's game.
That's the other thing as well. I mean, like, when you understand what you're facing, it's a lot easier than when you don't. Do you know what I mean?
You know, and he knows how Alec plays like the back of his hand because he's grown up, you know, watching Alec and idolising Alec. So he sort of knows what to expect. I think that's sort of a better word. But I think we should probably start talking more about the game in general.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because that's what I think everyone wants to hear. And Jamo's off to a flyer. And I've done it again. But, you know, this is still gettable. The way he's been playing. Kano's just missed a red there.
Jamo's he's just lined up the shot, but he's got the commitment to these things. I like how he takes his blacks on.
Yeah, Jamo is a very confident player. He's a good snooker player from what I've heard. He loves to hit the ball.
Yeah, straight through.
You know, he's not going to roll on chin. He just you know, he just loves to sort of cue the ball in. That's all you can say.
You've got the tick from young Bobby there, mate.
Bobby
well done.
Me the tick, Bobby.
He's
that's solid. I mean, he's got another chance here on the yellows. The black's probably a little bit difficult. Probably just going to be happy with a double in the middle, I guess. But I think you notice now is, you know, solid sort of taking a little bit more time.
You can see in the stroke, like, you know, you're looking for the micro stroke before the shot. You're looking for the smoothness, the execution. You know, these are things that really.
Yeah, the pre-shot routine is everything. Yeah. And I think that's one thing I like and absolutely love about Jamo's game is no matter what the shot is, he always has the same shot, pre-shot routine. He always 100% commits himself to the shot. And so Jamie, I mean, it's all going to be. He's still okay
you
here.
See that? What's the issue here?
No, I think that was probably a little bit of an awkward contact because the white sort of just died. He's still okay though. I think he can still just pot it in the middle, and even if he screws off the back rail.
I've got to be honest with you, it didn't scream of conviction though. Do you know what I mean? It screamed of a little bit of hope. You know what I mean?
No, I mean Jamie he's never really been one to cue the ball in. He just sort of, you know, he's got that motto, tap ins.
Yeah, true.
You know, he's more of like, I'm going to roll the black in rather than screw it. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's personal preference.
Yeah.
He's been successful. He's gotten results. I mean, he won Anzac a couple of years ago.
Not detracting a thing from his skill. He's a great player.
It's personal preference. You know, like he's, you know, I know me personally. I probably the one he just played. I probably hit it a little bit harder. It's just how I play, and he's happy just to roll it in or over.
Yeah, I was more referring. What caught my eye though, Jaden, is the body movement after the shot.
Yeah, it's because he got the awkward contact.
Yeah.
So that's why he didn't. That's why he suddenly left with a difficult shot.
I'm with you.
So that he's sort of like, okay, what just happened? Like, clean the white, and that's why the umpire cleaned the white.
You know how happy the crowd was about that one.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I talked to Reese as well. Like, do we want two Vic VSA semi-finals, or do we want two Vic v Vic SA finals and guarantee ourselves a Vic VSA final? What do you prefer? Do you have a preference? So Jamie,
yeah, of course. So I said from the beginning, like I wanted to see Kano and Roth in the final. But the thing is, that, like, realistically, let's see what gets delivered. Do you know what I mean? The thing is it's early doors, and look at this. Like, Roth's actually on his way to a clean. I reckon this could be a clean finish.
He needs a couple good shots here though, Roth. The Jamie has nailed the black.
Yeah.
Got to go 2-0 up. So both Victorians currently 2-0 up.
See, I reckon he's actually.
He's obviously got no choice but to take the left one, but it's actually a difficult shot.
It is, because he's trying to pick the gap in between that yellow, or like even to nudge the yellow at worst.
I think he's probably going to come across, obviously the high side of the black, sort of pretty much in the centre of the table, and just try and land as straight as possible on the rightmost red.
Yeah,
Does
definitely.
That make sense? I think that's probably what he wants to do. Then he can just drop it in. But this is a tough shot. Like and he's played it that way because we talked earlier.
I love it.
We talked earlier about preference. I know, for example, I think Jamie Stevens probably plays at a half that pace and is happy just to roll that in. Yeah, Roth likes to cue the ball, and Jamo as well, that they're going to punch it and come twice across.
Yeah. Well,
and it's whatever you feel most comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
There's no wrong way. It's however if you're going to give yourself the best possible chance of potting that ball, aren't you?
I think exactly, and I think the thing is that, like with all these different cue sports, they've all got different. They've all got different skill sets, and they all transfer. Do you know what I mean? So
they've all got different strengths.
Well,
I think that's probably the better way to put it. Not skill sets, because the skill sets.
I stand by skill sets because like realistically, the cueing you need to play snooker isn't the cueing you need to play 8-ball.
Yes and no.
Like when you're playing an 11-foot shot versus a 7-foot shot, right? There's similarities, but getting through that ball is a hell of a lot more. Important on the. Hey, look at this.
Taking these well. It's actually been a really high
He's
quality
done this
match.
well.
I don't think, from what I've seen, there's been a ball missed. And that yellow decides to hug the rail 14 times on its way to the pocket.
Did you see Alex Evers' mentioned his discontent at the tables earlier? The level got pulled out halfway through the match. It was when he was playing. Who was he playing? Who's he just tucked away? Who did he tuck away to get into the quarters? I've got a mental blank. I was watching the match. Glenn Carter. Just playing Glenn Carter, and I think it was a first frame in. Out came the level because of a similar issue. Alex was queuing across the table, and it was a little bit sketchy.
Yeah,
so
I have seen these tables move quite a bit. They are actually nice tables. They play quite well, but there are
a
few
dance
sort
floor.
of, a few rolls here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But you're always sort of going to get that, like, you're never going to have a tournament where the tables are perfect.
Yeah, agree with you, Mickey Reardon.
Yeah, I agree, Michael. I think playing that twice across was probably the right way. Just takes sort of all, rolls and the Roth last ball moving. It takes sort of all rolls and all, nap rolls and finger mark rolls out of it.
Yeah, true stat.
Basically makes it a full skill shot. So
how often you've been caught out by the nap on these tables?
On these tables?
Or just you've been.
Oh no, not too much. I mean,
pressure situation.
In my games, I never noticed any rolls.
Yeah.
I didn't miss. I just didn't notice any rolls at all in my game. So I guess I was pretty lucky with the tables I played on, or it could have just been the frame situation. But so the Roth break there, and it looked like a dry break at first, and the last ball moving decided to come off 2 rails and go in the corner. And if he dry breaks, you'd probably say Jamo wins the frame, and it's 3-1.
Yeah.
Jamo massive favourite, but now you would almost say it's looking like 2-all.
We're basically we are getting to the pointy end of the stick, to be honest with you.
Kano struggling a bit.
Well, like you said, the player he doesn't know coming out. I think the thing is, I think there's always a turning point when 2 players that don't know each other meet. Right? And I'm being dead set serious about this. So I might be wrong, but it's a theory I've heard for a while. That when Jamie had that chance to go game and he took it the awkward way round and just didn't give it the respect it deserves and got himself stuck. And I do think Kano had a really good chance to put it in the bag.
Oh, he did.
Right? And the thing is, he didn't take it. And the thing is that when he didn't take it,
precise with his white ball.
Yeah. When he didn't take it, that sort of gave Jamie a little bit of leeway to say, you know what, this guy doesn't want it as bad as I want it. I'm going to take it from him.
I think Kano just, I think at this stage, because he's never been here before, in a big moment like this, like ever, I think the best thing for him to do is to just enjoy himself.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the whole
Enjoy the
secret.
moment, have fun out there.
Yeah.
Don't, don't think too far ahead because that's just going to make you get more nervous.
100%.
Just go out there, have fun, enjoy the moment because, I mean...
Here I am, I'm a performer, I'm performing, that's it.
You don't make a semi-final of Berri often, so... take it while you can, because for all you know, you might never not make a semi-final ever again at Berri. So
it is a pretty magical combination.
He does, and I'm sure he will. He's still very young and he's quality, but that's my sort of input on him. Just enjoy himself, go out there and just trust himself. He's got to believe that he can win the match. Like, don't stop now.
Exactly.
And Jamie's sort of playing the game how he loves to play it. He loves these tactical frames, and you have to say that shot there, in my opinion, I don't know whether it rolled off, is a poor shot because he wanted to snooker, so he forces Kane to play that red that's on the yellow. But now it's sort of he's given Kane options, and I think the only sort of good thing for Kane in this frame is he's actually controlling the black. The black doesn't go bottom left easily. It doesn't go bottom right. It only really goes in the right middle or right corner. Top right corner, so Kane needs to sort of, use that to his advantage, I think.
So why is he coming down here, Jaden?
Well, he doesn't want to touch the red closest to the yellow where his hand is because, he kind of wants Jamie to do something about that, you know what I mean? Like, and I think you might see him do it now.
Is that not just a free pop at it? Like, Jamie, here, have a crack at your combo. At the same time, use your white to move that yellow, and you've got a stationary yellow
he's gonna
pop it in the side.
Shot, he's relying on probably a little bit of luck.
Yeah, but there's not that much luck. That's just like ABCs.
He's still got to get him. Like, Kane can't really do anything about that.
No, I think
than probably bring a ball up there.
Roth is just letting everyone know he's still in the game. Check out this. Look at this. Look at even the body language. I love watching the body language of these players.
It's just composure.
That's what I'm saying.
He and Jamo are very similar when it comes to composure. Pre-shot routine is they both know when they have to compose themselves. They're both very professional.
Yeah, but look at the focus in Roth. He's screaming. He's just oozing focus right now. It's ridiculous. It's robotic,
And unless I've missed something, that's 4 racks run in that match.
Well spotted there. I think
4 racks run. I know the last 3 have been, but even then, that's still pretty
top
crazy.
Shelf.
So this is another thing. Like Jamie, you could not play that any better. You couldn't put it better with your hand. And it was a great shot because he had an awkward bridge. He had a really long bridge because of where the red was. Yeah. And he had to screw back, a few inches. So
he's got a great
to a T.
Nice break. Dry, nice dry break.
Come up dry. Jamie's hit the red. He's just slid past it.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. The connection. That's why
he played it really well.
I wasn't sure I was in agreement with what Kano played as his last shot.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing. Kano sort of had to. We either had to take a really big risk with getting a ball up there, or he just had to say to Jamie,
I think, to be honest with you, Jordan, I think we're past the point in the day where you can. I think we're past the point in the day where you can asking someone the question, can you do it when they're all there? It's not a tough enough question anymore. Does it make sense?
Well, yes and no. I mean, there are situations where you have to, where you've got no choice.
Yeah, exactly.
But I somewhat agree with you. Kane didn't have too many options there. Whether it was the right option,
another story. Yeah, I mean, would you've looked at that black and gone, you know what? I'm going to play something daft, move it close to my covered pocket or something, or I don't know.
So he's decided to.
He's lost the white.
And I think that scoreboard, the scoreboard pressure right there is because He's 3-0 down. He's probably a little bit frustrated with himself.
Yeah.
He's a little bit upset. So he's decided I'm going to belt the absolute.
You saw it was a head ball break as well.
And he's dumped it wide. And you see it all the time.
Yep.
When a player is losing and they get frustrated,
Yep.
they decide to take all their anger out on the break and they lose the wide. And it usually costs them the frame. Based on where these balls are, it should cost them the frame.
Oh, listen, this is the whole thing, mate. You know, like, when you're playing someone in a pressure situation, the Larry shots come out when they're under the pump and they're losing. It's a sign of losing nearly. You know what I mean? Like when you're winning and you're in control, you're just joining dots, going A to B, C to D, E to G, whatever, blah, blah, and it's sort of too easy. You know what I mean? There's a plan to the whole thing. Where's Roth going with this frame?
I don't think Roth's going to try and clear.
No.
It's a real scrap fest in this frame at the moment, which is.
Yeah, but where's the pressure point going to come into it?
It's sort of a bit interesting. Like, it's really interesting because they've just run 3 racks between them.
Yep.
And suddenly, every ball decides to go to a rail.
Yep.
And suddenly they're in trouble. I don't mind this shot actually. I did look at this.
What shot's he doing? Because I was actually.
He's trying to face cut the yellow sort of to the bottom left. That's
not bad. That's a great.
Yeah. Because it gets a dead ball out. You know you're going to get back to the table.
Yep.
And he has a chance to get some control. To me, yellows are a massive favourite in this frame.
Oh, now that shot there lifted him completely.
And I think, if I had to be honest, when it comes to the tactical side of the game, I think Roth probably starts favourite with tactics. I'm not saying. I mean, Jamo's no slouch at all. I mean, his quality, from A to B. He's just an all-round good player. But he likes sort of the freestyle.
Oh, this is what I'm saying. I mean, like realistically, on form, if you had $1 million to put on Roth or Jamo, I'd feel a lot more comfortable with that money on Roth.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's kind of hard to sort of compare two players, but they both have their strengths and they both have their weaknesses.
Massively,
so it's kind of hard to sort of compare two completely different styles of players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true. But the thing is,
Jamie is, I mean,
I like the pinch situations that Roth's delivered under.
Kane just.
Yeah, that's nail in the coffin for Kano. Dunskies. Well, not bad, mate. Your first semi. Nothing to be ashamed of. And I reckon the time is playing a big difference in that as well a little bit, don't you?
I mean, yes and no.
I haven't seen an umpire all day.
It was a foul anyway. So.
Sorry?
Jamo just played a deliberate foul.
Yeah.
Hot Ross yellow over the pocket.
Yeah. Take a little bit of control away from him.
Sort of makes Roth, sort of just saying, all right, your turn to do something. I don't want to do anything. I'm just going to keep control of this frame, and you can have a go at trying to do something here.
Well, I think that's the whole thing, is that the control transition. If you get a shot ahead, how to keep a shot ahead, and maybe try and get yourself into 2 or 3 shots ahead, if at all possible. And that was the beauty about the Roth face cut into the corner, because it has forced Jamo to say, hey, you know what, Roth, have it back, have an extra shot. Look at this, look at that.
That shot right there has just given him the chance to clear up.
Yep.
If he misses that, he's probably nowhere near favourite to win the frame.
But if he gets it?
Well, suddenly I'm not saying he's favourite. He's only favourite right now because he's at the table with 2 shots.
Exactly.
He still has a lot of work to do.
Well, this is what I was actually going to get into this. What's the map that you're seeing in this? Because I'm not liking...
It's almost like he needs to... I'm not sure if this ball doubles. I don't think it does, so you might see him get this out and then play a double. Or he's gone the double in the corner. It was in, he just needed some more juice. But this is still okay, because if he gets the double, they're all on.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mark Bowler says if he had $1 for every time he said yes or no, my word.
Settle down, buddy.
Well, it's about life, mate. It's all context and perspective. There's many ways of skinning a cat.
No, I mean, at this standard, at this stage of the tournament, the double should not be missed. It's fairly straightforward. Yeah, I mean...
I love it. I love it.
I mean, this is probably, you would say, the key shot here. Yellow to top left.
This is where things play with your head. I think. I'm in line with the shot. Is he hasn't got a full ball to hit. Right? The red is actually eclipsing probably about 1/10 of that yellow in line. So it needs a bit of side.
The good thing here, Chris, is I don't think he needs side, but he only has to move the white 2 inches and he's fine.
Have a look. It's right in your line of view. You're looking right down the barrel of that. He's good there.
It goes so he's no chance of hitting the red.
Love it. Clean.
And that was the thing, he didn't really have to do anything with the white. Because now all it is a shot to top right. He comes anywhere sort of in line with the centre table. Plays the yellow to bottom right. And the only thing, ideally he wants to be straight.
To the bottom corner.
To the bottom right.
Yeah. But then, realistically, where's what is it? Is that just like...
Well,
so now is he putting the white on a dime to go straight for the bottom corner so he can run through and just put the black in the centre? Is that the ultimate plan?
That's best case scenario. Yeah. If he lands off angle on either side, it becomes a difficult pot and he has to do something with the white.
Exactly. And I'm just sort of, do you need a contingency plan there? Who knows? Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I quite like that.
I mean, yes and no, he's not straight. So the pot becomes a lot more difficult.
Oh yeah, he's now the white's running behind the.
It could maybe miss the red, come off the side rail, and be going into the red.
Could be.
If he gives it a bit.
Yeah, but to do that, to change that line, you have to be giving pace. This isn't a shot.
But
you
knowing
really
the
want
Roth,
to be.
he's probably going to find a way to cue this in.
He's going to find a way to what?
Like to cue this in, right?
Oh yeah, nicely.
Roll it in.
Well, if he's catching it thin, if he catches the red thin, it's going to push the red down forward, and the white's going to swing back up for the black. I mean, it's all a little bit complicated, but desperate times, desperate measures. Oh, mate, seriously, that's got to hurt. I wonder how many times out of 10 he'd pot that without that red there hampering the posse on the black. I always talk to Jada when he's eating. No.
I think if he just had to pot that, he probably gets it like 9 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was a tough shot because of the white ball. He had traffic to sort of look out for. And this is a difference here, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if Jamo missed that yellow,
yep.
So you switch the players' positions, Roth's looking for 2 shots.
Oh, totally.
Jamo's looking, how can I pot out?
Well, listen, I did spend a little bit.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying it's just how he likes to play. He's going and off.
No, but this is what I'm getting at. I think is like realistically, I spent a year in Victoria, and one of the things I did notice over there was that even at Div 6, you got people talking about mapping. Victorians are all over mapping ridiculously. Right? Whereas the thing is that, like in South Australia, I do find that the get the 2 first, right? Lock it in the bank and then go for your out. That seems to be the sensible way of doing it over here.
Yes, no, we have a lot of our attacking players. Nathan.
We've got attacking. No, I'm not talking about the Nemos. I'm talking about you go to City of Adelaide on a Wednesday night. Go watch Div 4 play or something, and then tell me if they're talking about mapping. They're not. If you mention the word to them,
yeah, I mean, look, I don't know. I can't really give my input on that because
But it was just one of those things I noticed. Dan, you've seen it, right? Yeah. Would you agree with that statement or not? Hard to say. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm thinking. I mean, Jamo's taken these really well. I don't think really Jamo's made much.
It's beautiful.
Much of a mistake this whole match, really. Just looking to see if he can pinch some angle. I mean, Jamo's the type of player. He's happy just to stun this in and leave a bit of distance. He loves belting the ball. It's how he plays, and he's very good at it. So
I think it also is indicative of his trust in his own ability. His own confidence, which is a huge thing, and that
that's
also
like 80% of pool, like believing in yourself.
Is this bloke? Seriously, at that pace.
So probably stun off side rail.
You think?
I think or top. That was
Top.
that was the dumbest comment I've made in a long time. I don't even know why I mentioned that. Top was always alright. Short.
You think?
He's still okay. He's fine.
That looks sketchy thin. Sketchy and thin.
Yeah, you're right.
This commentator is obnoxious. Can you get him off? Who's that?
That's all I care about.
Good shot.
Cheers, buddy.
So it's been high standard. Just the one ball miss from the Roth. I mean, Jamo. I wouldn't necessarily say Jamo got handed that chance, because at the end of the day, Jamo, he played the intentional foul.
Sorry?
I was just saying, like, we think earlier in that frame, Jamo played the intentional foul. He put Roth's ball over the pocket and sort of said to Roth, all right, try and do something. And Roth decided to sort of take it out.
He gave it a red hot crack. He gave it his
and
best.
Roth, yeah, he got close and you know, yeah, he missed, but Jamo, you know, he played the right shot. You know, at the end of the day.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, like, neither one of them had a pretty thing to look at. It wasn't a pretty out for either of them. You know, I wouldn't have got into Roth's shoes and gone, oh, this looks easy, or... Here we go. The room's getting a little bit more lively. You can tell the final's coming.
I was mentioning that earlier. Towards the end of the tournament, we always get a lot more people starting to come in, and you know, it's also because the focus is around one or two tables, not 20 plus. So
there's a few guys watching it all. I love it. You know, Berri's always had this unique feel about it, but like when it gets to this end.
Yeah, I also said that before. I said I think Berri probably has, in my opinion, the best atmosphere that Australia can offer.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I could be wrong. You know, obviously we've got nationals and stuff like that, but I think you're definitely right when you say it's got a unique feel about it. Like, it has a unique atmosphere.
Everything happens in this room. This is the main room. Everyone wants to qualify in it. Everyone wants to be in it. Like the Coco's room down here is just the main room, and Berri's always been the main room.
Well, that's it. Like when you qualify on a Saturday, everyone wants to play in the main room. No one wants to play upstairs or in the side room. But
yeah, it's like
Jamo has a chance to win the match. Get into the final. Just probably one good shot needed. It's all about just keeping the white under control now. The ball closest to that red on the right-hand side is probably going to be his last ball.
Okay, so is the... I don't know.
Well, I think he's forced to take this one because I think he might have come too far on the one in the middle.
I'm wondering if he's taking that into the corner and lifting up that bottom one in the same shot. Sneaking. There you go. That's the one.
So that yellow.
That's the shot.
I thought the yellow went past the black. Okay. That's an excellent shot. And it was done with great.
It's the one thing I love about these finals as well. Is the thing is that, like, these shots. It's a big shot, especially under pressure, especially when you're at this stage of the day. And he's not just doing this shot, he's going to back it up with something equally special to land on it.
It was actually done to perfection because he didn't even...
That's what I mean.
He just hit the yellow full ball, so...
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, that's
rich.
That's a bit sort of throw the arm at it. I think Jamo sort of gave that a bit. He was always going to be relying on a bit of luck where that yellow was going. It could have been worse, though.
Well, he made sure of it. That's the thing. He didn't want to underhit it and leave the white trapped and halfway down the table and all sorts of awkwardness.
Still, the problem. This is actually It all depends on how thin he is on that one up the top. I think he's okay. He can probably just play it with a little bit of drag. Come out to the centre of the table with a bit of left-hand side. Played it really well. Played it to
Lovely.
perfection.
And now he's got a lovely shot off the yellow to play to the open table. Easy break. Thank you.
Jamo's played really well. Just sort of composing himself now, making sure everything. He, from what I've seen this match, it's flawless, pretty much.
This is, mate, from lifting up that bottom yellow, it's amazing. It's a beautiful out. Look at that, just enough. He's on it sweet.
It's been an all-Victorian final. Both players deserve to be there. It's commiserations to Kane Weekly and David Roth.
Yeah, exactly. Both played really well. Yeah, well, seriously, Jaden, you might feel a bit whatever about a Victorian or an SA final or whatever, but yeah, these guys they've undertaken the commitment to travel all this way to give it their very best, right? And the thing is that, fair play to them, right? That's what I've got to say about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was always going to be.
Yeah,
we're
not parochial anymore. We're not I'd like to believe that when you're a best pool player in Australia, that you're welcome anywhere to give it your very best. And if two South Australians go to Perth or Queensland or wherever, or Queenslanders go to New South Wales or God knows what, that's where they should be.
We're probably just going to have a 5-10 minute break.
Here we go.
They're going to sort of do some shifting around and chuck the table in the middle of the room, level it, and.
I can't believe how quickly we level these things.
We'll be back soon.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, see you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Not sure who's got the who brought Jamie the Calcutta and Steve. Neil Lenny earlier was saying how the $1,000 course has got the better of everyone today.
Congratulations to semi-finalists. Great games, David and Kano. Well done, Kano, first semis, and Dave, I think, first semis here too. But commiserations, well done to Jamo and Jamie, all the best guys. Yeah, best in win. Go for it.
Alright guys, welcome back to the Berri Open April final of 2019 with Jamie Stevens and Steve Jamison, both two of Victoria's finest, ready to go head to head.
Yep, welcome back.
Yeah, they're both butted.
No, we're in for a treat. I think these, both. I mean, without a doubt, I think we're the better players in the semis. Obviously, Jamie played Kane and then won 4-0. He just looked more solid. Probably the experience helped a lot as well.
Yep. Definitely, without doubt.
And Jamo pretty much played pull from the heavens and didn't really miss much against the Roth. Roth missed one ball and his only mistake really for the match, and Jamo took advantage of that mistake, and here we are. I think both players deserve to be here, and
it would have been interesting to take some stats over the day and just see who's doing what.
Yeah. But so Jamo to break first. I think the break in a short race is a big advantage.
Yep, massively. Especially
it's always good to get off to that quick start.
As it goes on, it gets a little bit tighter, and depending what kind of result he gets after this, if he actually run, can you see? We can actually see him running the rack here. You can see him running the rack here.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, he's going to have a go. We all know that he's a very attacking player, but the black's sort of a little bit awkward. He's got that red on the left-hand side rail, so he does need to sort of try and work.
He needs a result.
If the camera's a bit shaky, it's because Dan's trying to put it in focus. He does an excellent job, Dan.
Oh, look at that. It's much better.
He travels all around the country, and if it weren't for him, you guys wouldn't be able to watch this at home. The Roth.
There you go.
Down.
Roth. Would you like to have a bit of a chit-chat about this, or are you mentally done? Yeah? All right. Handing over to the Roth.
Come on, Roth. Jump on. Yeah, I'll move over. Ladies and gentlemen, we have royalty in the commentary box right now. We are joined by David Roth. Just likes to win everything he plays in.
Royalty.
Welcome, mate.
Hey, bud.
Congrats on the semis. It's obviously
Thanks.
It's not the result you would have loved, but
I'm honestly over the moon.
And it's a lot further than what I went. And no, your results in the past, 3 months and even onwards have just been unbelievable, mate. And it's been noticed by the whole country, not just in SA and Victoria. And semis is a good achievement, mate. Not many people can say they've made a semi of this comp.
Yeah.
And arguably, I mean, you didn't. You missed one ball.
In that semi.
Yeah, against Jamo, really.
Oh, we had a.
You had a
kind
bit
of a poo frame at the start, and then it was. It was good from there.
You sort of missed
Jamo.
that one ball, and he didn't really. He just punished. Really, he made a nice out.
Yeah, Jamo played incredible. I don't think he really made a mistake from 1-0 up, except for maybe an off on the break to
Well, yeah,
let me to get to
that's sort of
2-0.
what I mentioned to Chris. I said in the last, I think there was a stage in the middle of the match where there was 3 racks run off breaks.
Yeah.
And, you know, if that happens in a best of 7, you know, it's high quality pool.
Yeah.
Really, so.
Thanks, Lee. Oh, so I can't see if this yellow goes past the red down there.
Yeah,
I'm going to say not.
It's too hard. I don't think it does either.
No. He might play a double, but nah, maybe.
Maybe a double try and stun into it, maybe, you reckon?
Problem is that
it's not the worst. It's not the worst shot in the world. So maybe
covering up's probably good because the white's going to go reasonably safe.
Even go like
it actually went. Whoa.
And he's back where he was again.
He is.
Do you chop the red in the middle here, mate, or do you take on the double?
The red. If you chop the red in the middle, you'll foul. Because he's on yellows.
It's a good call. Do you chop the yellow in the middle?
Well, you have this yellow that he's about to hit is his difficult ball.
It looks pretty natural off the 2, probably the 3 rails to come underneath that yellow. Never mind, he's on that one.
He's just decided to snook himself.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Camera but he deceives me again.
He may have killed the red near the black. Not 100%.
Yeah, I don't think the red goes top left.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't go in the middle.
Yeah, all he has to do is just get out of the snooker, really, and hope Jamo doesn't go game.
That's pretty much all he can do, I think.
Yeah, but he has to make sure he just hits the yellow really softly so he keeps it in the vicinity of the middle pocket.
I mean, ideally, it'd be nice if he can sort of rest on it. He looks like he's hammering this. You know, if he rests on it, and he probably can force Jamo to take this bottom left one first.
Yeah.
He's missed it.
Slidski's. His tables have been doing that a lot.
You do see that quite often, though. Like,
yeah.
They get into a new match, whether it's a new table or not, like, and they get snookered, or they go to play a ball off a rail and it slides like crazy.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It happens quite often. And it should be 1-0 really.
Yeah, he just hits his full in the face. Then he's on the yellow.
Jamo's been having in the last 12 months has been.
Needs to bounce.
Yeah, it's
actually
amazing.
It's not a very good shot. He should still be okay, but now there's a lot of work to do.
Well, now he's gone from having probably unmissable shots to having to play one good shot, I think.
Yeah. I think now he clears the bottom of the table. If he just drops the red in the bottom left, then he can roll the red to the bottom right and still be on balls.
Do you think he might play the one bottom left? Well, I mean, I would play the one bottom left and play for the red in the same pocket.
Yeah. I actually prefer the red over to the right because you can play it as a shot to nothing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
He's probably still okay, but...
He might come down for the bottom one now.
Yeah. You know what? In the mood that Jamo's in, he's just in pot-out mode, really.
He just feels like he can't miss.
Yeah.
And this is sort of the form he was in when he won the Empire Classic.
Yeah.
Last year.
Full of confidence.
I played him in the semi-final and he just annihilated me.
Yeah.
And then he
Screaming Jesus.
He did the exact same to Mikey in the final.
Yeah.
And when he gets in that mode and just in sort of that freestyle mindset, he's very hard to beat because he just does not miss much.
It puts a lot of pressure on you, yeah.
It's sort of it's extra added pressure because you know that if you miss, or you think that if you miss, you're going to lose a frame, which might not necessarily be the case, but wow.
Jamie. Sees an opportunity for some gains. He's going to gain a lead. Look at this camera work by Dan. Look at that head. And that's
cranium on him.
He probably would have preferred that to pull up a little bit.
I think he can still. Yeah, he's gonna have a bit of distance on that last yellow.
Yeah, unless he pumps it in.
Decides to go freestyle mode and come off 2-3 rails.
And I love this Screaming Jesus. What a name.
So he looks like he's layering up a bit.
Yeah. Oh.
He's just checked it up. Happy to leave himself distance.
Yeah, just plain ball this in. Oh, stuns.
Is he stunning this? No, he's plain balling it. Played it well.
Shot.
Played it really well. Played it at a good pace too. Didn't roll it, didn't belt it.
And I was going to say,
It's got to be that middle.
yeah, for Jamie to win this match, he cannot make those mistakes
I mean,
because Jamo's going to run away with it.
If he gets that black, all the confidence that Jamo had that we talked about was out of the window. Like, he sort of went from feeling like he can't miss to I just missed and it cost me a frame.
Oh, especially at the start of a final.
But now that Jamie's missed that, Jamo's confidence has probably doubled.
Yeah.
He's loving life. But so are you playing in the killer crossover?
Yes.
Yes. Sort of.
We'll have a month to prepare for it. Think about this tournament and
Work out what you can fix and what you think you did well.
Yeah.
Not that you really did much wrong. I mean, you were fairly solid. I mean, you had a lot of hill matches from what I saw.
I had like 3 in a row.
Like, it was crazy. You played Mark Stone in a hill match, then you went hill with Ryan Muris, and who did you play in the quarters?
Adam Andreski.
Yeah, Adam Andreski.
Check this breakout.
It's because he puts his hand on the table, mate. Probably yellows. I mean.
Yeah. See, he 2-4. He needs to pot a yellow, which is
Well, he might take the one over the hole and then sort of just push the other one to the other corner.
yeah. But as soon as he does it, red's probably become favourite.
Yeah, well, the moment he does it, he kind of needs to go game. Well, that's even better, really, off the red.
Yeah. And he should be able to float down to the one below the black. Hopefully it's on. Actually, he might actually pop the ball in the bottom right corner and free up that pocket. Might give him options, but
He might.
yeah.
I reckon the yellow below the black goes bottom left if it sort of lands nice.
I think it does.
Because he might take the one in the right middle and then come down for that now.
Yeah.
And then from there he rolls it in, cannons the red above sort of that yellow, and then they're all on. That's perfect. You couldn't put it better with your hand, really.
Well, yeah, he might actually be able to run into the red now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, if he just full ball cannons that red, he's
sweet, isn't
everything's
he?
on, really.
Yeah. Gonna see a bit of a forearm flex here. He's just yeah, I thought he was going to run into the black.
It's not amazing.
He might just be on the bottom one.
I think he's on the bottom one. I mean, the tables we know are pretty generous. So I think he can just come twice across.
Yes.
Still got to hit it well though. Like,
And then these are buckets.
Jesus, how is that going on?
Oh,
Basketball hoops.
yeah.
Is he on any like?
He's on the bottom one.
Too far? Do you reckon he's on it?
Yeah, I reckon. But he's not. He's on the top one as well. I think if you're on the bottom one, you have to kind of go below both reds and just
And then, yeah, just take the thin.
Yeah,
I think the
please.
top one
Oh, actually, this is better. Just
probably is.
play with left.
I mean, you're sort of playing for 2 balls here, really.
And that is...
That's a good shot.
It's actually perfect.
Yeah, you probably play the bottom one now.
Yes. But you want to check where you can be with a white ball here, because
He wants to be high on the yellow.
Yeah.
Because if he's low, I don't think the black goes bottom left.
yeah,
So if he's low, suddenly he's in a bit of trouble. So we almost want to be up where the white is now. That's perfect. Played it well. It's a good recovery after missing a black last frame. I think.
yeah,
It's very hard to come back and play several good shots after you've missed
sure, yeah.
black like that. And
It's off his break, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
So race to 3.
We got a final.
So it's pretty much just tells Jamo game on, really.
Yeah, it's a good statement.
Just because I missed the black, I'm not going to.
Everyone who's watching, post Cue Ball TV on Facebook. Let's get up to 500 viewers. That'd be pretty cool.
I think it deserves 500 viewers. Roth,
It's
an entertaining tournament to watch.
And it's very difficult to win. There's always a lot of good players, and race to 4 of the final.
Well, I've always said, apart from big guns and Australian titles, I think Berri's the next hardest tournament to win.
Yeah.
Because
Consistently, I guess.
it's, the short races, the tables allow a lot of other players to sort of play good pool. It's blind draw a lot of the time as well. It's a very tough tournament to win. There are a lot of great players that have played in this event a lot of times that have never won Berri.
Yeah.
So
What do you do here? You probably have to go reds.
well, he can't pot a yellow. Oh, he's got the yellow to the top left.
2-4, and he'd be on yellows as well.
I actually like yellows and
Yeah.
taking the yellow in the top left. He's playing safe.
Yeah, it's a good
It's
shot.
not the worst option. It's not a bad shot, actually. It puts some pressure on Jamie to not leave Jamo an easy shot here. If he leaves an easy shot, it could be the end of the frame, really.
Yeah.
Roth, where was the glove today? Why do you wear it sometimes and not others?
I had the glove out, sitting on the table, ready to be used, and nah. it was alright.
Do you think it's like the weather dependent, or?
Yeah.
Because obviously if it's hot, like your cue can get sticky with sweat and all that.
Yeah, I almost used it, but I'd rather not, because I can't really feel what I'm doing.
Yeah, it sort of takes your touch away, doesn't it? Really, like.
That's alright.
It wasn't a bad option for Jamie to take that on.
I was going to say I prefer overcutting that ball because the white goes down further.
Yeah.
Because now Jamo can...
Jamo has a shot. Yeah.
I mean, he can't really do much though, Jamo.
Well, he's got yellow to bottom left, like the one just below the black. Or he can take the one over the hole, closest to the hole, but then he's sort of relying on a bit of luck probably.
Yeah. He doesn't want to move the yellow bottom, like below and right to the black though, so that opens up the red.
Yeah, I think this is the shot. I think if he can just screw off of it, like, he can miss the yellow. Or he's played a plain ball.
Yeah. Well, we can get the red in there.
Do you reckon it goes? On these tables, probably.
I reckon you can cover the pocket at least.
Yeah, just play it into the jaw, and even if you hit the yellow full ball off the jaw, the yellow's going to get out of the way and the red's just going to sit there.
Yeah.
So we're close to the 400 viewer mark.
Nice.
Jump on Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media platform you use, and
Twitter.
click
If we get one extra viewer from Twitter, I'll be happy.
I think it couldn't just be Facebook. There had to be something else
check
involved.
this. Would you now try to bump the red, the bottom left of the table, and put it into like a potable position?
It's sort of,
Actually, no, he's going to run into it now. No, he's not.
if the red go, I'm assuming that red hard up on the yellow goes right center. Yeah. So I think you're almost, like, why not have it go at the out? Because his yellow on your red doesn't go, but yours goes. So.
Yeah. Problem is, I feel like he'd start running out of balls.
Yeah.
As soon as he moves this, the yellow up there becomes potable in two pockets. He needs a result. It's a good shot. Now he needs to pull the brakes off, Phil.
He's running out of options, I think, to extract that ball.
Yeah. I actually like long doubling this red that's closest to bulk in the middle of the table.
Yeah, off the top rail and sort of under the yellow and
Well,
red.
yeah, just get a red kind of on the bottom rail. Red goes off kind of like 2 and goes down there, at least you're kind of confused.
He's having a go at it now. See, I don't get that. That's dipped in by a kilometre.
Oof. It's given Jamo a chance to get the ball out, really. Just pot the one in bulk and run into the red. All of a sudden it's favourite again.
And then from there, they're all on, really.
Yeah. He doesn't even need to move it. Like, he can just move the yellow below the red now and put the white on the back rail.
Yeah, I think, honestly, that's the shot. You might even be able to sort of get the white underneath the yellow, below the black. It's kind of hard to see because Jamo's in the way, but... Any past form on finals between...
Oh, yeah, check this out. Jamie Stevens versus Steve Jamison in a final. That's awesome.
Have you...
The switchy namey.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I noticed that a while ago.
I'm just stating the obvious, but yeah.
Have they played in a previous final?
Sorry about that.
I don't think they have.
I don't know if they have.
Because how many majors have they won each? I think is it one major they've won each?
Yes.
Jamie won Anzac and he beat Rusty, and
Yeah.
Jamo beat Mikey in the Empire Classic.
Actually,
Unless
given
played-
Jamo he's given Jamie the upper hand. I feel. I think if you fine cut this red kind of towards the black and put the white on the back rail, it forces Jamie to have a go. I don't like this at all. Wow. It's turned out well. Nice one.
He did well to get the white out of the way then.
Yeah.
I think that's why he was jacking up. Like,
Nice. Well, good on him.
still got to get them though.
That's all right.
You know, you play a really big shot, like you've still got to. Frame's not over. Like you've still got to get them. You know,
Yeah.
pressure of going 2-1 up.
He wants to put the white on that chalk mark in the middle of a table.
How close do you reckon he's going to get to it?
It'll be
I reckon he's going to be short.
7 inches away to the left.
Oh, to the right. He's going way too far.
Shot.
Oh, I reckon he's on it. Probably got to come up and down though.
Yeah, he's on it.
I reckon he's just milking the crowd.
Where's your camera angle down to see around corners? your camera angle to go around corners.
Yeah, I need a drone.
We need you like in there
Yeah,
moving
drone.
around with a GoPro.
Drone and Hawkeye. Ugh.
Jesus.
Needs to pull up.
Football kiss. He needs a football kiss.
Oh, he's on it.
That's it. Oh, he's literally on it. Oh, he's got a shot. Just
Well,
the thin clip on.
smash the black into the yellow in the middle of a table. And have a go towards the left corner.
I think it's on, but the white might jump off the table and.
Oh, the
hit
white have
Jamo
got
on the
17
head.
rails.
Bottom right, it's not the worst option. At least you've got some coverage options there, I guess. But
Oh, must be on.
yeah, I think the cut's on, but it's like these shots are so hard to judge, like because you're so close to the object ball.
Oof.
That looks good. That looks very. Oh, it's running the legs.
Nice.
That started going backwards.
Yeah. Must have skipped forearm day. So Jamo needs to be a little bit careful on this shot, just to make sure of where you want to put the white ball, because you can end up in no man's land very quickly.
Played it well.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fine. He can probably just run the ball into the bottom right now if he wanted to.
Yeah, and just sort of.
If he was lower on the yellow, then yes. Now he has to stun it.
Probably just wants to probably play the one in the middle of the table in the corner.
Yeah.
No, he had enough
Shot.
angle, that's fine.
It's going to be a very quick final, ladies and gentlemen. I think smacking these in too. Confidence.
That's how Jamo plays though. Like he's happy to run the right off a couple of rails.
Yeah. The one-eyed periscope.
Someone tried to pick up the camera and throw it. Use the one-eye, yeah. Do you reckon Jamie's going to bring out the periscope this match?
No, Jamie's going to put his hand on the table to break. He's going to have no pause in his final backswing.
Wants a break like last break, that's what he wants.
Yeah. It's a very unorthodox break. It seems to work for him. In off in the left corner, middle.
Fat break, look at that.
Ooh.
Gee, they didn't move at all.
Heck. Oh man. If the middle of those three yellows goes in the left corner, it might be alright.
3 reds.
Ah, red, sorry. It's a touchy shot here. Oh, he can
He's
play with
made up
bottom.
his mind pretty quick.
Yeah. Played it well.
Yeah, I think the middle one does go.
Oof. What's his last red?
It's the red that's like to the most left-hand side of the table that's awkward.
Yeah. Haven't come far enough.
Yeah, well now it's tough. I almost think he has to play the bottom one and then play like the leftmost red to the top left. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That'll bag up.
I just sort of
And he's not bagging up.
just the whites. I think it's just gonna flick off the black.
Problem is that he has to get onto the other red after running into the black.
Yeah, it's all about like what angle you land. He almost wants to be on the right-hand side, yeah, like that, because now he can sort of just screw back and play the other red into the top right. Yet if he went like, you know, probably an inch to the left, he's a bit awkward.
Yeah, and he's got perfect in or over pace here. The soft screw. I don't think he'll soft score it. I think he'll punch it in.
I think it's like
Well, you're in the final. I mean, you'd be brimming with confidence.
been playing well, so why not just cue it? That's it.
Shot.
Shot. Played it well.
I think he's just off straight.
He probably come back a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Wanted to sort of be halfway in between the white and the red.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if he deep screws it, or if he just stuns into the yellow.
I think I think that's the only really, it's like the only off shot really, because needs to give this a bit though. Shot.
That's a magnificent shot. Finals worthy.
Flexes the arms and
Yeah. We have a final again.
again.
Awesome. Yeah. Back to 2-all. That's brilliant.
It's high standards so far.
Were they... Jamie's ran both of his racks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Both frames that Jamie has won have been off of his own break.
Yeah, nice.
I think. Did Jamo get a shot that frame?
No, I don't think so.
So I can really see this final going all the way. It's been really high standard from both players. I think I have noticed with Jamo's break is he sometimes seems to always jump the wide a bit. And all it takes, I guess, is a little bit of, just to hit it off center, and the white could end up on the other side of the room. So, massive cluster on the right-hand side of the table. Yellows are definitely the balls because he has more options to develop those dead yellows. Underhit that by quite a margin. He probably wanted to come across like another foot so he could play the sort of the yellow that's open on the right hand side and go into the two yellows that are dead on the right hand side. Probably have another go at trying to get on it here off the two rails. He's hit it thick. If he pots the yellow, he probably misses the red that he can, and then he's on the other yellow, so.
Now what do we have?
So Jamo's on the reds. It was a fairly average break.
Yuck.
Jamie took yellows and instantly tried to get on an angle to extract the balls off the side rail and didn't. So he then tried to play another shot to get on an angle and he missed the pot.
Yep.
So that's pretty much where we're up to now.
It's a big shot. I don't know if his red's going to actually come out. He might double kiss him. That's no good.
So Dan's about to throw up the donation link. If anyone would like to support Cue Ball TV, which I think is a great cause. Dan travels all around the country, does a lot for the game, and I guess if it weren't for Dan, then you guys at home that don't go to tournaments wouldn't be able to watch and catch up on all the scores. So it's his work is appreciated by everyone, and sometimes goes unnoticed really. So it's good.
Does Jamo have the option of potting the top left one, getting onto the right side rail, and then like, yes, I'm gonna do it. Ignore me. I was thinking if you can get the, if you can get the white to the right side rail, then pop the top right one, swing off 2 rails and run into it.
So
We just had to go mute for a while. Sorry about
had some crazy
that.
bystanders. It's kind of gonna happen when there's 200 people in the room.
True. Alright, Jamie's got doesn't have much angle here, but he wants to run into the middle of the 3 yellows on the rail. Try to dislodge one of
Do you
them.
reckon he'll give this a bit?
Yeah, I think you have to.
He's gonna
Might-
belt this, I think.
Might open everything,
Played
yeah.
that to perfection.
That's a brilliant.
What a great shot.
Bit of work to do.
Sort of screw into that yellow just above the one he's about to play, you reckon? To play the yellow to the bottom right and just soft screw into the other one.
If the white's not going too far down when you hit it, then yes. He might be forced to actually play this with authority. Just get the white out, at least be on the one on the...
Even like with top, like you could sort of play it with a bit of authority and top off the bottom rail. Yeah, I thought he was going to
Sure.
hit it full ball, which meant he
Yeah,
was
the
always
room.
going to be on the yellow to bottom left.
Yeah, well, he's on the one in the middle. If he's on the one in the middle, I'd take it now. Because then you just stun it, then you...
It's not the end of the world if he's not like he just plays bottom left and just stuns up.
Yeah,
He's just got to be careful. If he plays the yellow to bottom left, he doesn't want to... Okay, so he's on the one in the middle anyway.
there's got a bit of work to do now, but should
Just
be
needs,
okay.
Anywhere center table.
Yeah,
Play the one in the middle. I'd probably play it now.
yeah. I'm actually surprised he played that with top. I thought he would have stunned that.
Yeah, and then played bottom left,
Yeah,
and then right middle, and
but he should be alright. Yeah, that's
he got into that well.
a little ugly, but he can play. He can just stun over for the black in the middle. It's got about a dinner plate to land in that he'd be comfortable with.
Played it well.
This
Hit
is
the
to
goal.
go 3-2 up.
Jamie's gonna, you would think, go on the hill.
Yeah.
Do we know how much Jamie went for in the Calcutta?
I do not know.
I think it was maybe around the I think he went cheap, like the 300 mark.
Possibly.
I'm not sure how much Jamo went for.
Jamie
420. So they
Jamie
both
actually bought Mikey in the Calcutta for $1,000.
and beat him in the second round.
in the second round.
But I guess it doesn't matter because he's in the
man.
final.
Yeah. Like that probably would have kick-started him into how he's played because he's just dominated.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone that beats Mikey 3-0 in like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
playing well,
Didn't he beat Temujin in the quarters?
he did.
He did. Yeah. So, I mean,
And then he just belted Kane.
yeah. If he wins this, he's going to be thoroughly deserved champion. He's got the chance here.
Reds
Reds are
kind of got
pretty.
no choice really. So the donation link, you can see it at the top of your screen. Feel free to go and throw some money at Dan Lynch. It's well deserved, I think.
It is.
Every little bit helps. Played it well. He looks like he's cueing the ball well.
He is, yeah.
Like you sort of see some shots where they screw back in it. It's a bit jabby and unorthodox, but he just looks like he's hitting the ball really smooth.
Yeah. And you can see him being really careful about his outs too. Like he
knows this is the one really. Like
yeah.
it's probably just going to be like after this he's going to play the red to left middle, and that's pretty much the key shot really.
Yeah, he doesn't have much of a pocket. I'm assuming he's going to like pot it in the middle off the jaw. He's played that. Ooh.
Someone run a mic out to Jamie, get some running commentary. If he lands dead straight on the black, the Roth will go out there.
Ask him who he's going to play in his next Mega Money match, whenever that is. That's
played it well. That's fine.
Shot. All right. So one good shot here, and you're
stun off the side rail. You reckon?
Yep.
Ideally, probably wants to be a straight. Played it well.
It's fine. It's perfect.
That's literally perfect.
Now the only concern here is that when you play the cannon, that red could get stuck on the bottom rail.
He looks very in the zone, doesn't he?
Yeah. I feel like you want to pretty much stun the white ball about 2 inches when you pot the bottom left one, so that you're kind of playing the cannon at about half ball.
So, yeah, and sort of because you don't want to.
Just like
looks
that.
Fine, yeah.
Then you want to kind of play the cannon but overcut. The white's going to come out nicely.
You sort of want to stun this a bit, or you're just playing the white off the side rail.
I don't want to stun it because then to get out for the black later is difficult.
Are you playing white off the side rail?
Yeah, I'm playing the white ball off the side rail here to kind of run towards the middle, in between the black and the yellow.
Yeah.
Just so the red comes out. Oh wow! I didn't realise he had that much.
That's good confidence to play it like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's little dodgy here.
He wants to get into this a bit. He doesn't want to underhit this.
Yeah.
He wants to get up because he doesn't have the corner as a second option. You know what I mean?
He needs to decide where in the pocket he's going to aim for, because
you either aim for thin or just off straight and chop off the top rail.
That's beautiful. That's a brilliant shot.
Perfection.
This is it. Will we see a fist pump?
I don't. I mean, winning Berri is a big achievement.
Ooh, he's got it. Good on him. Deserve a champion.
Congratulations to Cue Ball TV's #1 commentator. Jamie Stevens.
He has played brilliantly and
thoroughly deserved. He's knocked out arguably 2 of the top 3 favourites in the competition, being Mikey and Temujin. Yeah. Obviously along with yourself, Roth.
Yeah.
We'll let you go. Till next time.
Please, I believe the players reserve another 5 minutes of your time, and we'll get the official presentation over and done with. We'll come back to this in a minute. First of all, a big hand to the 2019 runner-up, Steve Jamieson. And big salute, he's coming here for, his dad was a boy, but he's got it. 2019 very open winner, Jamie Stevens. Smart money. Before we go to smart money, shut up! Please. It's been a big weekend. I'm the tournament director, but I can't do it by myself. And I want to officially thank the Riverland Open Association for all the help they've done, running the sections, helping out with the raffle. I'm not going to come up here again today. I've asked Ray Cook to come up. Obviously, you know that they get cut out of the
much deserved that. So, Ray, please take back to your team. Thanks again for a job well done. The runner-up. We don't play Russia. The person who bought the smart money, I don't know what he paid, but he wouldn't have paid this amount of money. The runner-up gets, or the player option gets $2,450. That was the buyer of Steve Jamison. That was Danny Young. We're crying here, all this money going over the border. What's going on, boys? Talk about money going over the border. This money goes over the border again, but not quite as far. The real smart money, the person who must know a bit about April form, the winner of who bought. The person who bought Jamie Stevens and gets a cool $4,920. Running Victorian. Now I'd like to call on the manager of the Berri Hotel, Jeremy Sweet, who without his help and with the help of the Berri Hotel, this event wouldn't be possible. I think this is my 31st Berri Open. And I'll ask Jeremy to say a few words.
Well, it is pretty brief because no one wants to hear me waffle. Thank you for all you guys turning up. I mean, that's what makes this open. Obviously, Bill's hard work and the guys from the Riverway Netball Association, but it's you guys turning up. So I wouldn't worry about a clap for us, but for you guys, thank you very much for turning up. It's great to see you all here, and we'll see you back next year where the purse strings have been loosened a little bit more. So a little bit more prize money up for grabs next year. So. I'm doing it too, the last. But fair enough, Gemmo. Congratulations, Jamie. And have a good night, everyone. Now, I'll do my sales pitch. After this, the bistro is still open for another half an hour. So, KSB, half 8. Alright?
That's the most important part.
Okay. This gentleman's been coming over a few years now. I don't know how many years, but I'm sure you'll tell us. The runner-up in the 2019 Berri Hotel Open Oval Singing Championship, Steve Jamison.
Thank you. Well done, Jamie. Good mate of mine, done a lot of work together as well, and you're very, very proud to play in the final. I'd like to dedicate my performance today to Stevie Johnston, who's a good friend of mine who passed away a couple of years ago. You could have given me a couple of less dry breaks in the final, though you can't. Thanks to Rob Boyd for your support for the weekend and last night. It's particularly special. And thanks to everybody at Berri. This is definitely the best tournament. Well done to the organisers. This is certainly one of the best comps in the country, if not the best. Yeah, well done, Jamie. You've been playing the game for many years. You're a very solid player, aka the nickname, and you played great in the final. Well done, buddy.
Thank you. Just on a quick note, I'd like to thank JR for setting last year's entertainment during the final, the street back to where he came from. Okay, this bloke's been coming up here for a long time. He's made the quarters, he's made the semis, he's made the last 16, he's made everything. And now he's the winner. Big hand, 2019 Berri Hotel Open Open Singles Champion, Jamie Stevens. I'll ask him to tell me how many years he has been coming up here.
I actually don't know, a lot. I've been playing since I was 16 and tournaments from about 18 years old, so I've been playing forever. This will probably be a long speech, guys, bear with me. I know the bistro's only half an hour, so trust me, no one wants to get any more than me.
It's your meal.
This has been a really weird tournament for me because I didn't feel like I was coming in really in form at all, and what's even more weird is I felt like I played really average until, I don't know, sort of towards the end when you kind of just settle and you hear people cheering for you, you've got no idea what they're saying, but it does help. And this kind of crowd, where it's just people all around the table, it's actually awesome to play in this atmosphere. And it was also good to play a bit better than what I did when I played in the Anzac final, and it was a complete abortion. So that was good to sort of redeem myself there. Firstly, Jamo, we played a lot actually in these tournaments. We draw each other all the time, and the last, I think, 3 times you wrecked me. So it's good to finally get the monkey off the back again. And when I said weird tournament, like I bought Mike into Calcutta for $1,000, get him second round. Never played him in live. I was just so pissed off. And then to get this result, obviously, is pretty sick. And it's also good for the Victorians. I'm going to give a bit of a selfless, shameless plug first before I thank everybody involved here. As most people know, I've been doing a lot of money matches and shit like that, and I went pretty silent the last few months because I got a bit of burnout from big guns and I just needed some time to myself. Rest assured, guys, everyone's been coming up and asking me when stuff's happening. There is stuff happening in the pipeline. There's some big stuff coming up, and I'll update you all very soon. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Facebook and go to Q Sport Revolution and like it, and then you'll get all the updates. So there's yourself as a plug. Thanks. Firstly, to the Berri Resort. I love this venue. I love this tournament. As Neil said, I've gone deep a lot in it, and I've sucked when it comes to business end and can't get over the line. So yeah, good for that, to finally do something good. To Neil and all staff involved to running the tournament, it's always silky smooth, there's no dramas, you don't see a million tables waiting for matches to come up and stuff like that, and there's obviously one drags out at the end, you can't help that. But it's run perfect with this tournament. It is the best $10,000 comp, or whatever you classify these shorter race tournaments in the country by a mile. It gets the best entries and it gets the best strength. And I'll keep coming back to it for as long as I can. To the Ballarat contingency and anyone else that yelled crap all day for me, thank you very much. And also to Dan Lynch. Sorry, buddy, I'm doing commentator today, but might try to be selfish, but Dan travels everywhere. We work really closely together, and this game would not actually have the current presence that it does without Dan streaming all these, so not you. As much as we appreciate you guys coming and watching, I don't know how many people watching at home, but they get to see good pool, from a variety of players and levels, so, it's the best thing for 8 ball that's ever happened, so cheers, Dan. Pretty sure I've crapped on enough. So, cheers guys, I'm going to chuck a couple under on the bar. And see you next year, cheers.
Now it's with a little bit of tinge of sadness and a little bit of happiness. First of all, I'd like to thank Dan Lynch for not actually playing an event this year because he gives someone else a chance. And he went up to Townsville and guess he got in the final. Dan Lynch. But big hand to Dan, Q-Ball TV. They're doing a great job. Big hand to Steve Jamison, top player. You'll play some good pool. You'll get your name on that trophy soon. And also Shambles, Aaron Court. Big hand to Aaron and his team for playing some very good on the table. This tournament would not be possible without you, the players. I put it on. My biggest buzz I can get after running these tournaments since Adam was a boy is seeing some happy faces coming back year up, year in, year out, supporting me and the Berri Hotel in this tournament. Thanks very much for your continued support, and I'd love to see you all back next year. Last but not least, Jamie's done a lot for April with all these money matches and all the rest of it, and it's great to see him get some reward for putting in so much and eventually get his name on that trophy. I think it had a little bit to do towards the end of the day. I think sometimes people can try a little bit too hard. I know that both of you blokes have been trying like hell to get your name on this trophy. So Jamie, you've done it. Congratulations. And big hand for Jamie Stevens. I'd like to wish you all a safe trip back, wherever it be. Hopefully it's tomorrow, not tonight. Having said, the bistro's open for a little bit longer. So now it gives me great pleasure to officially close the 2019 Berri Open April Singles Championship. Thank you very much.
Table, mate.